Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for WWE Aftershock in 3, 2, 1. World Wrestling Entertainment Discussion is live. Cue host Owen Finch.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to WWE Aftershock. This is week 25. We made it a quarter of weeks, Chris. We're a quarter of a way to 100 weeks.
I know.
We'll have to do something. We'll have to do something special for the 100th week. I don't know what that's going to be. If we're going to have to, gonna do something though. But I don't know what that will be. I mean, technically, if you think about it, we made it to I think 28 weeks if you include Elimination Chamber, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and Backlash. So that's 29 weeks right there. But we're doing we're counting 25 though. We're gonna go by episode count. So those are extras. Those don't count as weeks. So get that out of your heads right now. Don't even think about it. But I am here with my special guest.
Is it really special anymore?
No, I think you're I think you're co-host at this point.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah,
Chris. If you don't know this by now, then it's pretty shocking.
Yeah,
He made it. He made this far, realizing that I'm on the show. And you didn't realize it.
To be fair, you did miss. I think you missed 2 weeks. I think you missed 2 weeks, so they might forget who you are. A lot can happen.
I'm very forgettable.
A lot can happen in 2 weeks. So
a lot can happen in 2 weeks.
But let's just get right into it. Let's break down the shows. Let's talk about everything that's happened this week. I did not keep to my word. I said last week I would try to keep to the news things. But I like to watch wrestling without knowing the news. I know obviously some news, but it's just tough. It's tough sometimes. So there you go. We'll say this. Vince was heavily involved in both Raw and SmackDown this week, creatively. He changed the first 30 minutes of Raw, and, he changed most of SmackDown. We'll talk about that when we get there, though. We'll talk about it right now, because we'll talk about Raw, which I have to look at the date, because I have the wrong date in my notes as normal. The date of Raw was
June 19th.
I almost said January 19th. But
Jesus, we're going way back in time.
Yeah, going way back. But no, it's June 19th, Juneteenth. Did you celebrate the holiday at all? It's a holiday now.
Yeah, I know it's a holiday now. Yeah, no, I didn't.
I didn't either because I had to work. So
business as usual.
Yeah, it was just business as usual. I wonder if anyone celebrates that holiday, but we'll see. We will see. I haven't talked to anybody that has, but it is what it is. We had the commentary team of Raw. It was the lovely Kevin Patrick and the kind of bitter Corey Graves. He's very bitter on commentary sometimes. So there you go. And we had the first thing that happened on Raw. It was the World Heavyweight Championship Open Challenge. It was done by Seth Rollins because he's the World Heavyweight Champion. That makes sense for him to do the Open Challenge. Unfortunately, it never happens. Finn Balor completely blindsides Seth Rollins. He beats the crap out of him, throws him ribs first into the announce table, throws him ribs first into the steps. He hits the coup de grace on him while in the ring, and then he throws him to the outside. He hits the coup de grace off of the steps onto Seth Rollins, and then he go back and he does one more off the table or something. I'm pretty sure
he does 2 off the steps. I think in one off the table. This is the third one.
Yeah, and then that's not it, because when it comes back from a commercial break, he beats him up some more backstage. He throws him into an equipment box case, and he just destroys him some more. I liked this opening segment here. I thought this made Finn Balor look like a killer. Unfortunately, this was one of the things Vince changed. apparently, from what I'm hearing is what Vince put in was better than what was in there originally. I don't know what was supposed to be in there originally, but it is what it is. But this is why sometimes I wish Vince would just let Triple H sink or fail by himself because how can we know if Triple H is a good book or if Vince keeps changing the fucking show every week? But it is what it is. I still like this segment. It made Seth Rollins looked like a strong candidate. The thing I did not like about this show, I think you and I are in agreement of it, is throughout all night they kept talking whether or not and wondering whether or not Seth Rollins is going to make it to his NXT title match and all that type of stuff. And it's kind of like, okay, I was okay when they brought it up, and it was getting to be like really unnecessary. They also, by the way, if you missed this, by the way, Chris, don't worry. They only showed the fucking replay of it like 6 times throughout the show, so don't worry. Yeah, if you missed,
you didn't miss a damn thing.
Yeah, but
the Vince McMahon trope that goes all the way back.
I like how one point, by the way, he shows the replay, but it's like pay-per-view replay, like you're not like you should have seen it then, like it's like the still replay type of thing where it's like a photo type of thing, like it's like what are you doing that for? It happened on the show. It wasn't it was a PLE.
I hate that. I never understood showing a replay of something that you just saw.
Yeah,
that is such a trope that goes back 20 plus years, where it's a beatdown will happen, and then he'll show the replay when you come out of commercial break of the same thing you just saw 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, because I think they showed it like right after the segments. They showed it right before the Judgment Day promo. They showed it right before the 6-man tag, and then they showed it, I think, before Cody's promo. I know they show it like one more time throughout. It's definitely 6 times. I think I counted, but
yeah, it's up there. It's like 5 or 6 times.
It's like and I was watching the show. Yeah, I was watching the show live too. No fast forwarding, so I had to watch this fucking beatdown like 6 times. But what did you think of the segment overall and the fact that they recapped it like 6 times and stuff?
I like that. I was a fan of the beatdown. I kind of wish it would have happened on NXT per se.
Yeah.
But I wasn't. I mean, I thought it got Finn over big, and again, for someone like Vince, who's always pushed, never pushed, I should say, Finn Balor. He's always pushed him to the sidelines, to watch from afar.
Yeah,
it was very strange to see that when he rewrote the show, that was a major focal point for him, was to give the Finn the spotlight.
Yeah, that was cool.
That's very odd because he never likes to push Finn Balor, no matter how loyal he's been to WWE, no matter how many great matches he has. He's always been pushed to the mid card or off the card entirely. That was very odd. The fact that Vince actually put him in the spotlight for once.
And we'll talk about that because on SmackDown this week, there's someone that was advertised for a match all week and then all day too, and then they didn't show up. So don't think that Vince is
skipping work, baby.
Yeah, but I liked this. Yeah, I should mention, by the way, too, they did the sidecast thing on Twitch. It was hosted by Megan Morant, Ryan Popola, and Drew Gulak. They only do it for like an hour and a half. I might stop watching them because I can't even hear them half the time, and I'm more invested in watching Raw than that. But they did some things. I didn't watch last week because I had that USA app thing. That's not very excited. Like Ryan Popola just shows no reaction to anything that happens on the show, and I like Drew Gulak. Obviously, he's funny. There was one funny thing that happened on the sidecast because well, there was a couple of funny things, but the major funny thing is the police come. Like, not to him, they were just like driving by his house type of thing. Like, you saw the blue lights, and then Megan Morant did this funny line where she was like, "Oh my gosh, is Dominic Mysterio there? Like, are the police looking for him?" Like, that was pretty funny.
It just feels like it's like a bland watch along.
Yeah. The big funny thing that happened is they kept asking Drew Gulak if he was going to do this. He was going to come accept the open challenge, if he was going to do this. And when he's like, I don't remember, where was Raw this week?
I don't know. Was it? somewhere down south, I think.
Yeah, and let's just say there's no way Drew Gulak was accepted because he was at his house. There was like no way he was going to get to
In
Raw.
Philly, yeah. So
Yeah, so there's just no way that was happening. So I don't know what they would do in there, but yeah, again, I might watch it one more week, and if it's not very excited, I thought the sidecast thing would be a lot better than what it was. I didn't think he'd be like a watch along. I thought it'd be
it was
like
Cleveland. That's why, because
yeah, there's no way he was getting there in time.
yeah,
Though. So he would have had to leave like right then. Like the show would be over by the time he gets there. So
yeah, it would be.
but yeah, the Raw sidecast thing's kind of becoming a little bit of a waste of time. So
Because it's not like it's like a bland version and a watered down version of a rundown of a watch along.
yeah, it's like
Like they used to do those pay-per-view watch alongs where they had like a bunch of superstars in
Yeah.
one room and they'd like joke around and have fun and whatnot. They don't do that. That's what I thought it was going to be. Instead, it's just the same three people.
Yeah.
And half the time, I forget it's even on.
I know, yeah.
It's so forgettable.
Yeah, I might not watch it this week.
Can you have like them be at the arena together and do like how you do it for pay-per-views? Like, is it that difficult to have people fucking come in and out all night long? Like, have like Woods come in or something and like
Xavier Woods
video games or something.
Xavier Woods and Drew Gulak would put energy to that. Like
have them play games on the bring like board game or whatever. Bring like Twister. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Like just something to change it up.
Yeah.
Like, is it that difficult? Like, you can stream it live on Twitch from the arena. Like change it up. Like, do it like you do a pay-per-view, like a watch along, and it would make people want to watch it.
Yeah.
But instead, it's just three people on fucking Skype or Zoom or whatever, and it's just not worth anyone's time.
Yeah.
This is not what we thought was going to happen when they announced the partnership with Twitch for the sidecast or whatever it's called.
Yeah, definitely. It's really boring. Then next, The Miz has a promo. He goes off. He's upset that like Seth Rollins was attacked because he was totally going to accept his own challenge and win the World Heavyweight Championship. And he makes fun of Cleveland. He says that he was from there, but he left there the second that he became a star, pretty much, and all that stuff. And then he calls out an open challenge himself. And who accepts? None other than Tommaso Ciampa. And he's Tommaso Ciampa again. He got his first name back. He is back in his NXT attire, and he came out to his old he came out to his old theme song, which was awesome. And yeah, the crowd went nuts when Tommaso Ciampa returned. It was really awesome. And yeah, he has a match with The Miz. It's not a squash, but it's essentially like a long version of a squash. The Miz does get some offense in, but eventually Ciampa wins with the fairy tale ending. And yeah, I love this. This was awesome. Like, seeing Ciampa back. And I like the fact that he attacked The Miz because that makes all the sense in the world since they were like a tag team, like right before Ciampa got injured and everything like that. So I like this a lot. What did you think?
I liked it a lot. I like the fact that Ciampa's back to No One Will Survive. That's the best theme he's had since his ROH theme. And yeah, I liked that when they were on the outside before Tommaso did the clap. He was like, "You never called me. Why'd you not call me?" Like, he's just talking shit the whole time. And I'm like, I like that. I like that little element that they added in there. Like, you didn't call me, so like, why would I come back and be your tag partner if you didn't call me? You didn't care about me.
And we heard rumors they're gonna reform DIY. This is another negative of the show. No Johnny Gargano. It's in fucking Cleveland, and he wasn't there. Like, he didn't come out to do a promo. He didn't come out to have a match. Like, he should have been there. Like that would have like people would have loved to see him. But yeah, I like the Ciampa return, and I'm looking forward to see what it leads to. The reformation of DIY is the thing I would do. I think that would be awesome for both men.
It would be. It would be the best thing possible.
And then he does this great backstage promo on Instagram where he talks about how he's there to basically take over Monday Night Raw and win all these belts and everything like that. He's definitely not signed to a brand too because he never was drafted or anything like that. But like that matters anyways. And people just show up wherever the fuck they want. So it's like,
it gives him. I kind of like him being a free agent.
But not like that matters anyways. People are just gonna show
No, it
up whenever
doesn't.
the brand split's dead. Then we
It
had
already is.
the Judgment Day come out. They cut a promo. Finn Balor talks about how he put a hurting on Seth Rollins, and he said that he's going to start to put some respect on his name. Damian Priest talks about how he's going to win the Money in the Bank ladder match. Damian Priest was definitely back to like his heel persona. Like they do something a little bit later, but he was mainly a heel this week, unlike kind of like last week where he was kind of acting like a little bit of a baby face. And then
Yeah.
Dominic Mysterio. I mean, it takes him a while because the people hate Dom, but he basically challenges Cody Rhodes to find two partners to face the Judgment Day in a 6-man tag later tonight. I like this segment. I thought it was good. It was a good way to set up that 6-man tag. What did you think?
I liked it. Finn was very angry.
Very
Very,
angry.
very angry. Just a scowl on his face the whole night. Was not a very happy man.
He was not.
But yeah, everyone should boo Dom, that little fucking piece of shit. Little pissant son. Fucking
Right
piece of shit.
the day after Father's Day when Rey Mysterio kicked his ass too. So
Good, he deserves it.
But anyhow, let's continue. It cuts backstage. Byron Saxton interviews Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and he wants to know their thoughts on the bloodline finally crumbling. And Kevin Owens gets pissed. He's like, we want to move on for the bloodline, but you keep asking us about the bloodline. He's sick of them asking him about the bloodline. I'm actually kind of glad he said this because I was even thinking this watching this, but I'm glad they did something with it, because obviously, if Vince was fully running the show, they wouldn't have even done anything about it. So I'm glad that this was something was done here. And Sami Zayn then tells Kevin Owens, it's fine for him to ask that because the bloodline was a part of my life, but we have to talk about something bigger. And he thinks that Kevin Owens has an anger problem. And he said that he's having these blow-ups backstage, and he says that we need to address this. And Kevin Owens doesn't think he has an anger problem. He thinks Sami Zayn needs to stop worrying. So Sami Zayn makes a deal with Kevin Owens that if he can go the rest of the show without blowing up, he'll never bring it up again. And that's basically a thing that they kind of do for a while. I like this segment a lot. Obviously, you know how my feelings on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the freaking superstars. You put them in anyway with the fucking stars, and if you don't think so, then there's this thing on the thing you can do called close out window and to shut this video off. And again, just don't watch anything anymore because Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are superstars, and the sooner you realize that, the easier your life will be. And I just like this segment a lot. What did you think?
I loved that. I thought it was hilarious. It was great. Kevin does have a bit of an anger problem. He gets a bit angry at times.
Yeah,
But
I feel like
I can sympathize with them too because they keep bringing up the goddamn bloodline, and that's past them now.
Yeah, they're trying to move on from that. Yeah.
But yeah, and it gets put to the test, I will say.
It will. It does. And again, by the way, Chris, you better not be one of those people that don't think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are stars because you're fucking fired if that's the case. You're not doing the show anymore.
I will quit on the fucking spot and I'll leave and I'll quit forever.
There you go. But continuing, we had a tag match. It was a bad tag match. It was Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville versus Katana Chance and Kato Carter. This was bad. It wasn't good. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter win with the what is it, that the life of the party thing? What the party?
What the fuck they call it?
It was botched. They screwed it up really bad.
Yeah, they did.
And it wasn't the person taking the move that screwed it up. It was the people giving the move that screwed it up. Crickets. I can't even say crickets because crickets make more noises. And crickets are fucking loud. I don't understand why they say crickets. They're pretty loud. But you could have heard a pin drop in that crowd because
you could have, because again, they have the blandest tag team in the history of professional wrestling. Actually, I should say, give me the ding dongs over them because it's like they come out to complete and utter silence every single fucking week. Mm-hmm. I don't know what this company sees in them because I don't see anything.
Yeah,
what are they so high on?
I don't know.
Because no one in the crowd gives a fuck.
No one at all.
Not a single fucking person gives a rat's ass about this fucking team.
The only people that do are the people in the PC. That's it. Then they did show this funny video of Chelsea Green just having all these moments where she's just being a Karen, which was hilarious.
Oh my god, that was the best.
The funniest one obviously was when she went up to like somebody's car window after when they beeped the horn at her, and like threw a drink at their window and stuff, and was just cussing them out and type of thing. And it was really, it's just basically all these moments where you look like you're being a Karen. Like that was awesome. Like Chelsea Green never needs to win because she's a Karen anyway, so she's just never gonna be happy. So the fact that she loses makes her gimmick even better.
Makes it even funnier.
Yeah. But just sucks. It has to be this bland tag team they lose to. So.
Oh, right. Fuck.
Yeah. Then Cody Rhodes has an interview with Kathy Kelly, and this was one of those interviews, like it was the old style WWF Mean Gene interviews, where he came out to like the stage and got interviewed, which was great because
very odd. I thought that was very different.
Yeah, but I liked it because he gets to come out and get a pop here, so that's I always enjoy seeing Cody Rhodes get a pop. I feel like this dude gets like more over within every week. By the way, like.
Oh yeah, it's definitely yeah.
I'm starting to think that him losing at Mania might have been the best thing for him. Like I still think he'd be getting me over, but I don't know how. Maybe people would have turned on him a little bit, because if you remember his AEW one, that kind of started to happen. So,
that's big.
Yeah, so I like he's still massively over. He comes out. He basically accepts Dominic Mysterio's 6-man tag challenge is basically what he does here. He plays up to the crowd a little bit. He teases like he's not going to accept the challenge. Like, I don't know. I still got this injury and everything like that. But he's just taking the piss and all that type of stuff. And, I enjoyed this. What did you think of this?
I liked it. That man's over.
He is.
And it shows. And he's also super into kayfabe too, because it was Brandy's 40th birthday recently, and he had the cast on his arm.
It was, yeah.
So it was like this dude just lives the gimmick, and I can respect that because he is Dusty's son after all, and Dusty lived the gimmick through and through, no matter what. That's I thought the segment was good. It was pretty obvious, too, as the night went along, who the fuck his tag partners were going to be.
Yeah, I figured it was going to be who it was, but we'll talk about that. Let's talk about a bad tag match with Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin versus Indus Sher with Jinder Mahal. You knew where this was going.
Oh, yeah.
Cedric and
Squashy Town.
So Cedric and Shelton get the jump on Indus Sher. Their selling was bad. They you can clearly tell they've never really sold all that much before. And eventually, I think Shelton just looks at Jinder, gets distracted, and then one of the members of Indus Sher, I think it was Via, like throws him over the barricade into the timekeeper's area, and then they hit the tag finish on Cedric Alexander for the win. This was bad. Just at all to a level. How the hell did Cedric and Shelton get the jump and still get squashed? It doesn't even make any sense. They hit like a pump up. They hit like two. Shelton hit like 2 pump up high knee strikes on, I think it was Via, and somehow was still able to. I know this was meant to be a monster tag team, but those knee strikes that Shelton hit, like those put people out for like days. That doesn't even make any sense. This is bad because it's a terrible utilization of Cedric and Shelton. Like, what was the point of doing this if you were just gonna have them get squashed again? And yeah. I'd say put Cedric and Shelton on NXT so they can at least flourish, but Shawn Michaels will just wake them up in no time if they go to NXT. They can't go there.
There's no way in hell that Shawn Michaels will push a tag team.
Yeah, so I'd say the best bet's going to SmackDown because at least they can.
You know why? Because he hates Marty Jannetty, so he hates tag teams now.
Yeah, but anyhow, yeah, this was just terrible. Like Jinder Mahal looks like he's so uninterested in what he's doing, but
of course he does. He's got the heel look, but you can just tell it's like he rather wrestle instead.
Yeah,
it's just like I don't know. I this is not the proper utilization for Cedric and Shelton. Like where's Bobby? Where's MVP? Put them back together. Enough of this bullshit. I get it. I get like the criticism of like putting them back together because people don't like stables. Because AEW's gonna ruin that because everyone's in a fucking stable. But like, this is like a reformation of a stable that people actually liked,
Yeah.
and that would put like, it would. I just don't get it. It's like, it's over. And then Cedric and Shelton got the jump in this fucking match, and they still lost.
Yeah, it doesn't make
Like,
sense.
what the fuck is the point? What's the point of them getting the jump if they're gonna lose in under 3 minutes?
I know.
They get the jump. They start out hot. They start out really well for like 2 minutes, maybe a minute and a half, maybe like 2 minutes. Let's say I think it was like a 4-minute thing, and then they just get their ass kicked. And as soon as the momentum shifted, I'm like, match over.
Yo.
Like as soon as like Shelton got taken down in the ring, I was like, okay, it's over. It's done. It was a nice little. Oh, look at see they care. They get a win. I'm like, there's no chance. I'm like, there's no chance. It's over.
Oh, it was over, all right.
It's very over.
Yeah. Next, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are backstage. They're just kind of walking around. Somebody bumps into Kevin Owens and knocks like their water onto him. But then it was water. I was thinking it was coffee. And Kevin Owens is about to flip out at him, but it's like, you know what? This stuff happens sometimes. It's okay because he doesn't want to flip out because he knows Sami Zayn will say something about it. And that was that. I liked this, and it was a nice build up. What do you think?
I thought it was funny. I liked it a lot. I thought it was wicked funny. Yeah, it's just like you could see him like breathing in, breathing out. Like, all right, take a deep breath, Kevin. Take a deep breath.
He was
type of deal.
He's doing nice. He's doing his nice breathing exercises. So
I love it. I thought it was good.
He tried here. He did the best he could.
Oh, he did. He tried.
The next segment, I'm really proud of him for not flipping out because that anyone would have flipped out in that moment. But we'll talk. Well, it's not happening yet though. So, next Logan Paul returns. He's standing on top of the ladder, so he was going to be in the Money in the Bank match because why else would he be doing that?
It's a stand on ladders.
Yeah. And he cuts this great promo talking about Cleveland because he's from Cleveland. And he says, that Cleveland's a loser city and all that type of stuff. Basically says all the tropes about Cleveland you would expect him to say. Talks about how the only icon of success you've had are people like Jerry Lawler and The Miz. But they left Cleveland the second they hit that success. And Logan Paul's done the same thing. And he says that he's the closest thing to their success. And he talks about how he's going to achieve that success by winning the Money in the Bank ladder match. I love the fact, by the way, that he's just able to announce himself in the ladder match. I know a lot of people, you would expect me to complain, like, why doesn't he have to qualify? But it actually kind of works for his character that he doesn't have to qualify. Like, everybody in the Money in the Bank ladder match that's in it had to qualify, but he just was able to get in there. So I like that.
Yeah, because he's heelish. He's a heel,
Yeah.
so he can just do that. Heels are allowed to have like that. I don't want to fight you type of like mentality. I could just announce myself in it.
Yeah, and he's a big star. He's got like that. He's a big star and everything like that. So, then he gets interrupted by Ricochet, which was cool. Ricochet talks about how he's going to win the ladder match, and he said that he's going to give Logan Paul a viral moment just like he gave him at the Royal Rumble. Logan Paul starts talking shit to him. Shinsuke Nakamura comes out. He talks about how he's going to win the Money in the Bank ladder match and all that stuff. Said that he is looking forward to experiencing the star power of Logan Paul. And my feelings on this, then it's going to get stupid. Who comes out next? LA Knight, which I love seeing LA Knight, but it's on SmackDown. He's supposed to stay there.
But at the same time, though, it's like this is the only thing that I would find acceptable because it's a multi-brand match. You need to have it on both shows. If it was just a Raw Money in the Bank match and LA Knight was in it, I'd be like, okay, this is stupid. What the fuck is he doing in here? But it makes sense because it's a multi-brand match.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But see, the thing is, I wouldn't even care if they stuck to the brand split before this. They just keep fucking spitting all over that fucking brand split.
They do. It just the brand split means nothing.
Yeah. But yeah, he comes out here. He cuts this great promo up on Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura, and he tears into Logan Paul here. Like,
Fucking love it.
yeah, it was awesome. Then Santos Escobar comes out, says that he's going to win this match for his idol, Rey Mysterio, and all that type of stuff. Then Pete Dunne comes out. I almost did it. And he punches Logan Paul in the face. Everybody gets into a brawl, and eventually Logan Paul hits a dive on everybody and completely takes everybody out. But I liked this segment a lot here. I thought it was really good. And Logan Paul, I like him being in the match. And I wouldn't complain if he won the briefcase. I feel like that would make a lot of sense. But yeah, what did you think of this?
I like this segment a lot. I especially like the LA Knight part, which was wicked funny.
Yeah,
He's like, you make content for 15-year-old girls, and I can tell you, we can shovel those bottles for prime. Yeah,
that was awesome. And then that was pretty much that. I think I said in the chat, by the way, isn't it funny how Logan Paul is able to be a heel more so than Trish Stratus right now? And Trish Stratus has been in the business and a heel before longer than Logan Paul has. So, that shows you something. Trish Stratus is doing something wrong at the moment as a heel. If Logan Paul can do it fine, and he hasn't even been in the business for 2 years. Like,
it's crazy.
Yeah. Then so I think I skipped a segment here. And maybe I'm just separating them. But then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are backstage again, and they walk up to Matt Riddle, and I'm like, Kevin's gonna flip out here.
I thought so too.
But Matt Riddle was high again. What did I say? He lasted 2 weeks sober. He lasted 2 weeks. It's more than I thought he was gonna last, but he was high. It looked like he was high in gimmick and in real life. And you shouldn't be doing that because you went to rehab and you're supposed to be sober and all that type of stuff. So I remember I talked about that 13th step. He's gonna get humbled. You have to add to it now because he went out and got higher yet. He screwed up. So 13th step's gonna take a little longer for him to achieve. You did so well too. He did well. He did well a couple weeks ago, and then he did well last week. But I don't know what happened. Something happened this week. Maybe somebody had drugs backstage. I don't know, but But yeah, Sami Zayn's trying to talk to Matt Riddle, have a nice conversation with him, and Matt Riddle just keeps talking. And Kevin Owens almost did it though. He started to flip out, but I like what Kevin Owens did here. Very smart right here. He made it sound like he went like, "Oh, Matt Riddle, yeah, that's awesome." Like, it's great stuff here, awesome. But like he was definitely gonna flip out here if he didn't catch himself. So this was great restraint by Kevin Owens right here because anybody else would have flipped. I think we talked about, we would have flipped out if we had to be a part of this because Matt Riddle on drugs is just not a fun time to be around.
Matt Riddle in general is just not fun.
Yeah. Well, on drugs, it's just like 10 times worse though because he just doesn't stop talking to you. So, yeah. So, what did you think of this?
I thought Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were great, and I thought Matt Riddle needs to get fired again.
Well, I like go back to rehab or something. I don't know.
No, I'm just done with him.
Yeah. Then we had the next match. It was Matt Riddle versus Marcel Bartel with Walter ringside. Yeah, this was a good match here. I guess the drugs don't affect his ability to be in the ring because he won. So there you go. This was really good stuff here. I thought Matt Riddle's selling was really well here. He took like a really good twist and suplex onto the floor, and the facial expressions of that was really good. Maybe the drugs wore off by that point. I don't know. But if the drugs didn't wear off by then, the next thing that happens is Walter attacks Matt Riddle, and I love what happens here. Marcel Bartel and Walter beat down Matt Riddle 2-on-1, and Walter stomps onto the foot, or the Achilles of Matt Riddle. And if the drugs didn't wear off by then, they wore off that right there. If you're high, by the way, just get the shit kicked out of you by Walter. He'll sober you up. So, and he sobered up Matt Riddle all right, and then he had to be attended to and take it backstage, and I love this. So I make the rule. Anytime the WWE doesn't stick to the brand split, let her grade down. Now I'm making another rule. Anytime Matt Riddle, when he's high, gets beaten the shit. Well, anytime Matt Riddle gets high, let her grade down. Anytime I have to see him high. Anytime he gets the shit kicked out of him, let her grade up.
Yes.
So this letter grade's moving around a lot. You're gonna hear it's moving around a lot. So good thing I'm not a teacher, by the way. Can you imagine I put these special conditions? Like they could have got like 100, like the best grade ever on like a test or something. I'm like, you kind of pissed me off. You don't get 100 anymore. You get like a 99 now. Oh wait, you got the shit kicked out of you. Oh, 100, back to 100. Oh, you didn't stick. You skipped class for like 3 weeks. Oh, that's like a 97 right there. Like, good thing it's 100, by the way. Imagine they like needed this quiz. They needed like a 60 to pass, and I'm just in this like weird mood. I'm like, oh, 59. See you later.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. 59.
It's
Maybe
like
69.
Yeah, maybe 60. No, maybe 85. I'm in that good of a mood. Like, good thing I'm not great in tests, because my mood could affect how you do in the tests and everything like that. It's like, But what did you think of this match right here between Matt Riddle and Marcel Bartel, and the beatdown of Matt Riddle afterwards?
I literally don't care about Matt Riddle. I could give a fuck less about Matt Riddle. And I liked watching it beaten down. It was awesome. He deserved it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Surprised the fucking crowd hasn't turned on him yet, which is shocking.
Oh, it's gonna happen. Then Kevin Owens are back, and Sami Zayn are backstage again. I might have mixed the segments up. I think this was the Matt Riddle one. I think I mixed them up. So.
Yeah, the Matt Riddle one and the Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn.
Yeah, I don't know.
After the water spill segment.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. So, but these things happen sometimes. Let's just continue. We had Alpha Academy with Maxine Dupree versus the Viking Raiders with Valhalla inside. Earlier in the day, it shows Chad Gable trying to train Maxine Dupree how to do a standard suplex. So he shows her how to do it himself, and then he has her do it. And before we see it happen, it cuts away. Nice build up right there. We have the match. The match is really good. Surprisingly, Otis is the one that takes the heat in this match, but it ends up not being surprising considering the fact that Chad Gable has a really good hot tag, and he starts really performing some nice offense on the Viking Raiders, and eventually Valhalla, interferes in the match, and Maxine Dupree gets over there, and she hits the suplex onto Sarah Logan, which was awesome. Well, not Sarah Logan, sorry, Valhalla. I don't know who Sarah Logan is. That person doesn't exist anymore. And eventually, Eric hits like this back suplex into a knee to the head on Chad Gable for the win. I liked this. I liked that the Viking Raiders won. They needed a win here because it keeps the heat on them, and Maxine Dupree was still able to hit a move on Valhalla. So this was good stuff here. What did you think?
I like it. I like this whole thing. The Raiders needed their win back, so I can see why. They needed to look. They needed to look strong. I like Maxine Dupree getting involved. Hitting that suplex was awesome. Yeah, and it kind of inadvertently caused a distraction.
You did.
And yeah, that finisher by Eric is nasty. That fucking knee to the back of the head is filthy.
Yeah. I should say this. I think of William Finn is, since Vince is changing the shows, he very well could change this act. I'm surprised he hasn't yet. Where like he decides, no, we're gonna take Maxine Dupree away from Otis and Chad Gable. This doesn't make sense. He'll do that if he wants to. By the way, too. So.
Oh no, he will. He probably will at some point.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's gonna be a Vince correction someday. So be nervous. Then the Judgment Day are backstage. They're laughing. They're laughing about the fact that they're just dominant, and I think they showed the Seth Rollins thing, so they were laughing at that. I like how they're watching it. Like you were, Finn, you were there. What are you watching it for? You were there. You lived it. So I don't know. I guess he didn't see it. I guess he had to. I guess he had to watch his work. I don't know. But Rhea Ripley, wants to make sure Finn Balor and Damian Priest are on the same page. So there was kind of a tease there of, Damian Priest leaving Judgment Day, and then, Rhea Ripley goes out to have her match, and that was that. What do you think of this Judgment Day backstage segment? I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was good. Yeah.
Then we had Rhea Ripley versus Natalya. Natalya gets interviewed and says that she needs to start making a change. What she's doing isn't working, so she doesn't know what she has to do yet, but she's gonna figure it out. And she goes out there. She didn't figure it out yet because Rhea Ripley attacks her from behind, completely beats the crap out of Natalya, lays her up with a riptide. And I liked this. There was no reason to do a match, and I like Rhea Ripley just looking dominant. So and this obviously continues the Natty part of the storyline. So. Again, I don't know what the Natty storyline is going to be. I feel like it can't just be her turning heel because that's not going to be exciting. I hope it leads to like a retirement tour or something because that would make sense. But what did you think of this?
Natty's useless. So yeah, that's how I feel about it.
There you go. And then this is probably the worst thing that happens all show. We have the Money in the Bank qualifying match. It's Raquel Rodriguez versus Trish Stratus. Before this, Raquel Rodriguez gets interviewed and talks about how, because this was right after the Natty thing. She's not happy that happened to Natalya, and says, that you don't do that to a legend in this business and a veteran and stuff. And Rhea Ripley walks by her. They have like a face-off, like they're teasing a match down the line at some point. I was thinking Money in the Bank, but we'll get into why that's not happening later. And then they go out there and have the match, and the match is pretty good. Raquel Rodriguez is a really good powerhouse to Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus is holding her own pretty much, and Zoe Stark, who's accompanying Trish Stratus, interferes on Raquel's. No, I'm sorry, on Trish's behalf. I said on Raquel's behalf at one point. I think we'd like it to be Raquel's behalf. This causes Becky Lynch to come out. She attacks Zoe Stark, and Trish gets out there, and Becky hits Trish right in front of the referee, and basically realizes she screwed up, and this causes a disqualification. So Trish Stratus qualifies for the Money in the Bank ladder match. Raquel Rodriguez is pissed about this, and obviously is upset because she just lost her opportunity to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match. Not too upset because there's no follow-up to it. We never see Raquel again after this segment. I think she died after this.
She did, definitely.
Or like went to sleep. I don't know. But this was bad. The match itself was good. I'll give the matches props. I thought, Raquel looked really strong there, but the finish was really stupid. There was no reason that Trish Stratus should be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. They'll obviously want to win it because it's the first time ever that Trish Stratus can be in a Money in the Bank ladder match. But the one thing that the women's Money in the Bank ladder match is missing is like a powerhouse in the ladder match. There's no powerhouses, I think, in the ladder match, really. And Raquel would have filled that role. And I think everyone in the Money in the Bank ladder match, except for Becky and Zelina, are heels. Raquel being in the match would have helped that. Now, obviously, there's probably a reason because if you watch SmackDown, you'll find out, I guess, why Raquel's, in the ladder, not in the ladder match. But are you really gonna waste Raquel Rodriguez in a women's tag title match that she's probably gonna lose anyways, over having her be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, which you can have all these great moments? Like she could do all these great power spots, like the Tahana bomb off a ladder would have been awesome to see. But nope, we have Trish Stratus in the ladder match. Like, what's Trish Stratus going to do in the ladder match? The Stratus faction off of a ladder that she probably is not going to hit very well. Like, there's no reason for Trish to even be in the ladder match. She could be there. Like, she could be in there ringside and everything like that. But her being in the ladder match doesn't make sense, especially, too, considering the fact, that she's a veteran. She doesn't need to be in the ladder match. And, I feel she's gonna win the ladder match too. That's why I don't want to win the ladder match. Like, if the Money in the Bank contract holder can go to both shows, just This time, Trish didn't even cut a promo this week. She didn't even cut a promo, and her run was bad this week. And again, this is the same guy. It's the same show with Logan Paul, who's been in the business for 2 years. He completely understands. Why does Trish have to have Why did Trish have a qualifying match, anyways? You know, if like Logan Paul did it right, he understands his character. Trish doesn't get a character anymore. Like, you get out, go home, Trish. Like, no, you know, they say thank Trish. No, thank you. Get out of here. I think the worst part about
Trish.
By the way, the worst part about this was Corey Graves on commentary was like not shutting up about Trish Stratus's like magazine photo shoot. Like, he wouldn't stop talking about it. Like, and this carries over, and then it carries over to like the rest of the show. He won't shut up about it. Like, get out of here, Trish. You're making everybody around you except Becky Lynch bad. Like, go away. What did you think?
Hated it. We don't need Trish in the Money in the Bank match. We don't need that lame finish to happen.
Yeah.
With no follow-up, nothing. It was just stupid. It was just very stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I hated it.
Trish's heel one's been really bad. Like, I don't understand, like, why.
They're not realizing it.
Yeah.
They're too stupid to realize it.
It's bad. Cody Rhodes is backstage. Akira Tozawa comes up and he wants to be his tag team partner tonight. So Cody Rhodes says that he'll think about it. Actually, no, I remember the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn backstage segment right after the Matt Riddle thing. Walter and Marcel Bartel comes up to him, and this causes Kevin Owens to almost freak out again because he wouldn't want to see those guys or anything like that. So, and this is when they get like a text because Sami Zayn says, "We gotta go deal with this real quick." So Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens come up. They offer to be Cody Rhodes' tag team partner since, you know, he helped them out during the road to WrestleMania and everything like that, which made a lot of sense. And Cody Rhodes, you know, then says, "Well, I just kind of told Tozawa that I might pick him as my partner." This is when Kevin Owens finally freaks out. He just starts going off saying, like, "See, he's already has a tag team partner now. We were too late to the party because I'm over here trying to be calm, and he's already picked a tag team partner." And I think he walks off, and Cody says, "I was going to pick you guys as my tag team partner anyways. You can just go tell him." And Sami says, "Yeah, I'll go let him know." So this was awesome. I love this. All these guys together was awesome. Poor Tozawa, though. He got, like, completely shafted. Yeah, I was kind of hoping they were going to show, like, his reaction to the fact that, like, Cody promised to be his tag partner, and then, like, he just completely, like, you know, did that. But I was like, yeah, this was good stuff here. What did you think?
I liked it. But it was the right thing. I mean, it was kind of obvious from the get-go that it was going to be Sami and Kevin as his tag partners. Really wouldn't be anyone else. Yeah, I like it.
And yeah, poor Kevin Owens, though, I think he might actually have an anger problem. So he did the best he could, but, you know, he couldn't keep his anger under control. So
he doesn't have an anger problem. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't know.
He's passionate.
He might need to take some breathing exercises. I'd say meditate, but I don't think the wrestling business is the right environment to meditate in. You get interrupted consistently, so he might need to start drinking some tea. That might calm him down. He might need to, you know, the one thing that might calm him down is smoking weed, because that does calm you down. But I feel like that might make Kevin Owens even more like all over the place. Like, he might be all over the place, and I feel like Kevin Owens, he doesn't need drugs to calm himself down. He's too good for drugs. He doesn't need drugs. He's a good dude. He doesn't need to do that stuff. I'm not saying that everyone that does drugs are bad people, but Kevin Owens.
Yeah. You're horrible.
But Kevin Owens doesn't need that stuff. He understands. You know, that there's other things that he can do to calm. Maybe he needs to read a book. I feel like though he'll read a book. He'll read like a book that like gets him all like fucking pumped up though. Like I don't even know what book. Like he'll just read a book that gets him all pumped up, all scared and all worried type of thing. Like, you don't want that either. Like, I don't know what Kevin Owens can do to get himself like calmed down. Like, what do you think?
Yoga.
Yeah, that might help. DDP yoga too, because DDP, you know, he's made making appearances lately, so maybe DDP will give him some yoga. I just don't know if Kevin Owens is flexible enough to do DDP yoga. Like, he might get frustrated. Like, he might fuck something up and get like frustrated though. So, and again, the wrestlers backstage can interrupt his yoga too. Like, you know, like he could be in like a move and like all of a sudden like I feel like too, he's got to get away from Matt Riddle. Like, they should have said he needs to get away from him. stay the fuck away from Matt Riddle because Matt Riddle's not good for anybody. So,
Yes.
but continuing, Braun Breaker gets interviewed. I don't know what he was doing there. There was legit no reason for him to be there. He doesn't show up on main event or anything like that. But he talks about how he watched the attack earlier on Seth Rollins, and he hoped that he doesn't use that as an excuse as why he beats him for the world title. So there you go. Decent Braun
They needed
Breaker
an
interview.
excuse.
Then Byron, I almost said Braun Saxton's backstage, but Byron,
Braun Saxton.
but Byron Saxton's backstage, and he's trying to get an update on Becky Lynch of what she's thinking going into the ladder match. And Becky Lynch says that she realizes she got played, but did she? Because now she gets to get her hands on Trish Stratus while becoming Miss Money in the Bank. She says she can control Trish Stratus now, and she talks about how she has all these people that are against her in the ladder match, even Zelina Vega, like her, they don't see eye to eye and that stuff. And she said that she's either gonna overcome this or go down in a blaze of glory. But she said that she's gonna bring down Zoe Stark and Trish Stratus with her. So don't be stupid and give Zoe Stark or Trish Stratus Money in the Bank. That's stupid. Don't do that. What did you think of this backstage segment?
It's okay.
Let's not get stupid, WWE. Don't be doing that.
Oh, they will. They will.
And then we had Seth Rollins promo. Apparently, he was at the hospital or a local medical facility, but you could tell he totally wasn't at a hospital. But he said that, the doctors have advised him not to, he is clear, but the doctors advised him not to compete for the Defenders World title. But he said that, screw the doctors, he's going to show up and defend his title tomorrow night anyway. So this kind of confirmed the fact that the match was happening. But what did you think of this?
I liked it. It was it showed that he just didn't give a shit and he was going to go anyway.
Then we had the last match on the show. Notice I said the last match of the show this time. I didn't say that other word, so that way you wouldn't.
What is the other thing though?
I don't want to say because then you might leave. So, it's Judgment Day. I almost said Imperium for some reason, but it's the Judgment Day versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Cody Rhodes. Really good main event here. It was really excellent. Everybody looked really strong in this match. It was really unpredictable who was going to win because they've been pushing Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Cody Rhodes, but they've also, Judgment Day needed a win because Finn Balor's got a world title match coming up. And they went with the babyface win. They had Cody hit the crossroads on Damian Priest for the win. I don't think anyone really comes off looking bad here. It's just that somebody lost here, and this also can add to the Judgment Day split where Damian Priest took the pinfall and everything like that. Because if you notice, Finn Balor kind of disappeared toward the end of this match. You didn't see him anymore, so they may use that to tease us more of a split. But I thought this was a hell of a 6-man tag here. There's no reason for Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Cody Rhodes to be taking losses right now. They're really over, so I was okay with them winning. What did you think?
I like this main. It's a really good main. Yeah, babyfaces won, right decision. Yeah. Cody, Sami, Kevin all looked good. And fuck Dumb.
All right, so you're gonna do your letter grade first this time. What would you give Raw as like a nice little letter grade?
Nice little. I'll give it a little B plus.
Yeah, so little B plus, so a lowercase B plus. So, yeah, I'm at a standstill here because obviously, I have my letter grade rule. So let's see. I think the show starts at a B plus, but then it goes down a letter grade, so it's down to a B because they didn't stick to the brand split because they had Pete Dunne, Santos Escobar, and LA Knight show up. And I know there's reasons for it. I'm being a man of my word here. I said if they don't stick to the brand split, letter grade down. Then it goes down another letter grade because Matt Riddle was high. I had to see him stone. I don't want to see him stone, so that's down to a B minus. Then it's back up to a B because I got to see Matt Riddle get the shit kicked out of him, so that's back up to a B. Then I'm going to put it back up to a B plus because we went back to another week where Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn got to be the stars, the superstars that they are, and they're back in the spotlight. They're back in the spotlight match, the last match, the main of the show. So yeah, I was careful. I didn't say those words. I didn't say those devastating words right there. That would make you leave. But so we started at a B plus. We went to a B minus, back to a B plus. So there you go. It stayed at a B plus.
It was a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah, so we very, very much so. And you know what? Those roller coasters took place, I think, in the span of like 2-3 segments, because Logan Paul returned and Matt Riddle being high and stuff was all like that was a roller coaster of emotions for me. So, yeah, not good. All right. So you want to take us through NXT? So I am going to say this. I am going to forgive them sort of for not sticking to the brand split on NXT because it needed to happen. It was a necessary thing.
So, it was necessary.
That and it is NXT. I feel like NXT you can't be too harsh on it because I don't know what NXT is anymore. So
no one knows. So we kick off the show with the NXT North American Championship match. It was Tyler Bate versus Wesley with Mustafa Ali as the special guest referee. This match was this match. I wouldn't say it was really. It was good, but I feel like they're trying to turn Mustafa Ali heel, so it's like a bizarre. It was the whole fucking finish was bizarre.
It really was,
like,
yeah.
He didn't want to cause the 10 count, so he picks up Wesley and slaps him across the face, and he goes back into the ring, and he's like trying to help up Tyler Bate, and as he's trying to help up Tyler Bate, Wesley hits the cardiac kick on Tyler Bate for the victory, and then post match, that Mustafa Ali was being like the obvious I'm turning heel, but I'm babyface right now thing, where he's like holding both their arms up and celebrating with them very aggressively.
Yeah.
I thought this match it was good. I felt like it was weighed down a lot by Ali.
Yeah.
I just thought it was very odd. Like the match would have been good. The match would have been fucking great if Ali wasn't involved in it.
Yeah. One thing I'll talk about, this was week one of Gold Rush. I forgot to mention that. Booker T and Vic Joseph were on commentary for it. You know how I feel about them on commentary at this point.
At least Vic Joseph is great.
Yeah. And then it shows a really cool intro video package. They're probably going to show it next week, too, of Gold Rush. So that was cool. But yeah, going through the match. Yeah, I thought the match was pretty good. The Mustafa Ali stuff, like, you make it sound like it happens just in the finish. It happens right away, too, because there's one point where Mustafa Ali's pinning Tyler Bates just off a simple move, and he does, like, a fast count. And this is kind of like where you think Mustafa Ali's up to something sketchy here. That kind of happens the whole match. Eventually, kind of starts counting normal and everything like that. And then eventually he does the finish.
It was just really bizarre.
Yeah, so he's definitely turning heel. I'm interested to see what he does as a heel this time, because he hasn't been a heel since Retribution days, and that wasn't good. But I feel like
he was post Retribution because of the team up with Mansoor.
That's right, he was, yeah. But yeah, I feel like he could do some good things as a heel again in NXT. And yeah, I definitely think this is going to get questioned next week. This is probably going to lead to a title match at the Great American Bash between Mustafa Ali and Wesley. And maybe it leads to Mustafa Ali finally getting the title. We'll see. Because I feel like that's a good person to take the title off of Wesley.
I feel like it's as much as I would hate to see it, because he's been such a great champion, I think it's time, because he's been the most defending North American champion in the history of the North American Championship.
Yeah,
I just think it's time for him to become a challenger or move up to the heavyweight title.
That'd be awesome, or just get caught up in general. So
yeah,
but yeah, I like this. I gave the match I did star rated since it's certainly a pay-per-view. I give it 3.25 stars. It is disappointing because this is a match that, this has been built up for a while. We really wanted to see this match. This match would have stolen the show had it not been for Mustafa Ali. But I get what they were going for here. I just wish, this is a match I've wanted to see for a while, and it kind of got ruined a little bit. So
yeah, it did. I gave it 3 stars. It's just I get the element of adding Ali to it, but it was just, for me, it was just a little too goofy. I was expecting to have a serious match, and it just felt a bit off.
I don't know what Tyler Bate goes from here either. Like it's kind of
because you've already done that. You've done the title match.
Yeah.
You've done the triple threat.
Yeah.
Do they have another triple threat? Like,
yeah, I feel like
a triple threat between Ali this time instead of Joe Gacy. Like, do they just do another triple threat for the title?
Yeah, I feel like we need a one-on-one match though. Well, we've had too many multi-person matches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they've done that too many times, so it's like.
But Sean doesn't know. Sean doesn't know anything else. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what one-on-one matches are anymore.
Does Tyler Bate become a tag team? Does he go for the tag titles? Team up with someone?
I tried to bring.
I don't know. It's just tough.
I tried to bring back Trent Seven and reform that tag team. Put that on the main roster. That'd be great challenges for KO and Sammy. When, especially
Tyler to the main roster would make a lot of sense too.
Especially with where Money in the Bank is next week, they would get a huge pop if Trent return and
he's like kind of like if he's like maybe a last minute replacement, like they want to take someone out, but they don't know how to.
Yeah. Well, they could just have
they be like a surprise in the ladder match.
That'd be cool. I like that. Oh, we forgot to cover, by the way, a match on Raw this week. I don't know why. I forgot to put in my notes. It was that Bronson Reed Shinsuke Nakamura match. I must have been tired or something. I forgot that even happened. Yeah, Bronson Reed won. I did like that there was a winner this time, and like it was because of Ricochet kind of that he lost. But like, I'm starting to think Bronson Reed's gonna end up in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So it could. What did you think of that match between Nakamura and Bronson Reed? We forgot to talk about it.
It was good. Yeah, I think I'm on the same thought pattern as you. Whereas like Bronson, I think could wind up in the ladder.
They might do like a triple threat match like on Raw this week, where if he wins, he gets in the match or something.
That'd be exciting. I would like that. I would like to see him in it. See what he can do. Tsunami through a ladder would be interesting.
I wonder who's taking that though. I feel bad whoever has to take that. I feel like
like Ricochet or like.
Yeah, I feel like Ricochet will die if he takes that.
Or Nakamura or something like.
Yeah,
I don't know. That'd be like insane.
Maybe Pete Dunne will take that. He seems crazy enough to take that.
They seem pretty fucking crazy. But they had back to NXT. They had the Chase U Pep rally for Thea Hale, and this is really good. This is a really good segment. They had everyone out there, including Drew Gulak and Charlie Dempsey, and they were all fucking brouhaha, fucking cheering her on. And they mentioned how if she won, she'd be the youngest NXT champion in history because she wouldn't be the first because Tyler Bate was.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be the youngest because Tyler Bate technically I think is the youngest, even though they would be the same age, but I think he's a little bit younger.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's she talks about how she graduated high school a year ago.
Which is crazy.
And she is going to give out a Chase U-sized ass whooping to Tiffany Stratton. And speak of the devil, here she comes. Miss Monotone herself, Miss Blandy McBlanderson. She comes out and says that Thea Hill has 0% chance of winning. Great, who cares? What you think? You can't talk without looking like you're fucking staring into a teleprompter. But she gets into the ring and then Thea Hale locks in a Kimura lock on her, and she basically taps out. I guess I think she tapped out.
Yeah.
And then she like kind of rolled in the ring, rolled out, and went to the back. And Thea was celebrating with the championship, which I can tell you right now, 0% chance she's winning now.
Yeah. You really should.
Give it a big fat 0% chance.
I do the title.
We blew their load on this one segment.
Yeah. This segment was awesome, though, mainly because...
It was great. It was a great segment.
She carried this segment. She was awesome here. She got this really passionate promo. You could tell it was a little bit of like the real Thea Hale behind the scenes, but she was in gimmick because a lot of the stuff she said was like from the heart and everything like that. I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, she graduated high school like a year ago. It was like already signed with WWE. Like, imagine what a high school graduation was like. Like, a lot of people talk about what are you gonna do now after high school and everything like
It's
that.
crazy.
You're gonna go to college
There's
and all that stuff.
There's so many teenagers like that are in like AEW has Nick Wayne and Billy Starks who like are just graduating,
Yeah,
and Thea Hale graduated a year ago. It's crazy.
yeah. So, yeah. Let's imagine what those conversations were like. Yeah, I just got signed with WWE, and they're like, "Wait, what? They signed you this young?" Like, they're probably thinking like, well, first they're probably thinking other things, because people who aren't wrestling fans, like, you're gonna go to WWE, don't you want to like go to college and all that type of stuff, get a real job, because people say that. But yeah,
Like,
funny thing is, Thea Hale's already she's probably the most successful person in her high school because she has a well-made job, probably making more money than they are. So, and she's on TV every week. So, this was awesome though. It was excellent. And we're gonna do predictions. I'm just gonna say right now, every Tiffany Stratton title match, I'm picking her to lose until she loses. I'm probably gonna get this wrong, but I'm picking her to lose.
I feel like I'm gonna do the same thing because I don't. She sucks.
Yeah, there is a couple segments that you missed. They showed a really bad video package for Gigi.
Yeah,
Dolan,
that's with NXT Anonymous.
Yeah, that
It was awful. It was
And then
awful. Like they were. I don't even like. It was just like, what is anonymous about this?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just people having a terrible conversation in a hallway.
And then Kiana James had an interview where she basically challenged Gigi Dolan to a match. Like, he'll challenge the babyface to a match. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was just not even a good promo either.
Yeah. It was
very
really
bad promo, actually.
Kiana James
awful promo.
Kiana James is really bad. Like, she's really bad. Like, I don't think it gets worse than Kiana James, but we have heel Trish and Raw being bad, so I don't know. But
But it's a developmental brand for a reason. For some people.
I know, but I've seen her on AEW. I've seen her on AEW Dark before. She was better on Dark than she was on here. What's going on? But
I guess not.
Yeah, I think you cut a promo on that episode of Dark too, and it was really good. So I don't know what happened.
Deterioration of verbal skills.
I guess so. They're having a match. This is not the feud that I would have done with Gigi Dolan after the JC Jane feud, but that's just me.
It's just dumb. But the Creed brothers were watching a Schism promo, and they said that they're gonna send Schism packing because it seems like they don't want to be there. Which they should, because we need grizzled young veterans back in a heartbeat if they want to keep this fucking tag team in the company.
I think they're
running out of time. It's race against time, because I think they have about it's June, about 3 months, I think, left in their contract. Maybe 4.
It does seem like that's happening, because in the Schism video backstage segment, like, the grizzled young veterans looked very unhappy with Joe Gacy. So what I would do is I would do like a loser leaves NXT match where Schism loses and grizzled young veterans get called up as the grizzled young veterans, and Zach Gibson can finally look like he has some life in his eyes again.
Yeah.
So,
or just have like a match, like a 6-man, and then they just abandon them.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's tough.
I think they're having like a match or something, because Joe Gacy was like, "I see your way," or something like that, and then like or whatever, then he leaves, and then they were like kind of surprised. But like I feel like if they do like a 6-man and then they abandon him, and then he like tries searching for answers, and then they're like, "Yeah, we're grizzled young veterans now."
Yep. That'd be awesome.
Or something like that. Like, it would just be better. Like, it's, and they're gonna be Zach Gibson and James Drake, and not fucking what the fuck they're called now. I couldn't even tell you. Jagger Reed and something else.
I don't want to say, because I feel like if I say the name, you will.
Look at it.
Yeah, because if I say the name, you'll
I literally, like, I'm not even kidding. I literally forgot what their names were. Rip Fowler and Jagger Reed. I was like, I completely forgot. Rip Fowler is Zach Gibson and James Drake is Jagger Reed.
That's
like, I couldn't even fucking.
Who came up with those names?
No, but they're terrible.
I don't know if it's
terrible.
I want to say Vince came up with them, but we see how Sean books NXT. I feel maybe they both came.
Completely forgot. I thought Jagger Reed was Zach Gibson. It's so fucking like I don't even I forgot who was who. That's not even like
It's so bad.
It's terrible. They just need to end it. It's fucking terrible.
This
Even me, who knows who's who with the new names, didn't even know who the fuck they even were.
By the way, if I had said, because I knew Zach Gibson's new name, but I didn't say it because I figured you would commit. I would be committed to it forever. Would you have allowed me to call him Zach Gibson again if I had known?
Yes, I would have allowed it because it was a fucking thing that I forgot. If it wasn't a thing that I forgot, then yes, I would have made you not call him Zach Gibson again.
Yeah,
it is something that I completely forgot. I don't even know who James Drake was.
It's so bad.
Oh, fuck, it's terrible. Not even memorable. I already forgot who they were.
It's awful. Oh, end this gimmick, please.
It's really bad.
Send Joe Gacy. I don't know when he sent him. Send him packing too. Like, I don't know. Have him do something else.
Have him do something interesting instead of like weird 4 roots, 1 tree. Okay, and what else is? By the way, I've also like, I know I've never seen anyone blander before in my life than I have, and it's the blandest tag team in the history of professional wrestling. But Ava Raine is super bland. Ava Raine anymore. Rock's daughter, Simone. She's super fucking bland.
And you would expect more from the Rock's daughter. Like
holy fuck, is she bland?
Yeah.
Like Jesus Christ, you've been in the PC for 3 fucking years. You can tell me you don't know how to fucking cut a promo or show emphasis on words.
Well, neither does Kiana James though.
Fucking Christ, it was brutal to hear her talk.
Yeah.
I don't even think a gimmick change would even work for her to be good on the mic. I think she's just. I don't think any of the charisma was passed down to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, the charisma from her grandfather to her dad to her. It hit a fucking wall and bounced right back. Because it's bad.
Yeah, it's really bad.
So now we have a number 1 contenders match. Tag team match.
Before that, JC Jane's backstage, and what's her name comes up? The person that's like a bird or whatever.
Oh, Lyra.
Lyra Valkyria. I must have said Eva Valkyria. I think that was I think that was her old name. I think. Lyra's like, "Do you have a problem with me?" And JC Jane's pretending that she doesn't have a problem with her, and she walks away. She's like, gross." So yeah,
terrible segment.
That's awful. All right, then we have the number 1 contenders match.
It's Briggs and Jensen with Fallon Henley versus Hank Ledger and Hank and Tank and Malik Blade and Idris Inoue. This match was really actually better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And Blake and Inoue win, and the new number 1 contenders the tag titles. And I really like this match. I really like the fact that Malik Blade and Idris Inoue won. It's any of those teams winning, I really wouldn't have hated it because I kind of like all 3 of those teams.
I do too.
It's just like I liked it. It was a good match.
I mean, Shawn Michaels doesn't like all 3 of these teams. He's had them all face each other at one point.
Yeah.
So you know what breakup
shocking.
Between.
Yeah. Do you know what's going to happen? Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero. That's what's going to happen.
So one of those people, one of those teams. Maybe all of them, though.
Maybe all of them. Maybe they're all going to have the same suplex on the steel steps.
Yeah.
In 3 straight weeks.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels hates tag teams, so.
And then he's just going to mix them up. He's going to have Malik Blade team up with Josh Briggs.
So he's gonna do the Peyton Royce thing where they broke out the Iconics and they just put Peyton Royce in another tag team with Lacey Evans.
They're gonna put him in a tag team with the person that they turned on. So it'd be like Malik Blade teaming up with Josh Briggs or Idris Inoue teaming up with Brooks Jensen or like random shit.
You know, wouldn't it be funny too that if that does happen, they should do like this triple threat again with all the teams mixed and all that type of stuff.
Wild card thing like TNA used to do.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Except for they've already turned on each other already.
Yeah, but yeah, this match was really good though. I really liked this match. I noticed Booker T could not make up his mind who he wanted to win this match. Yeah, he just did not.
If there's more than one person in the match, you know Booker T is going to struggle to pick one person to win.
And I think I said this in the chat too. Booker T was saying something about like compendiums or something. I don't know how. I think it was because I was working all day. I thought I heard Booker T say condoms on commentary. I thought I heard talking about
condoms. I forget what he said, but it sounded like condoms, to be honest.
Yeah. They're like, wait, what the? I was just like,
it's what it said.
Yeah,
he said
but
Compton.
Yeah, I was like, I thought you said they're from condoms. I'm like, what? They're from condoms? How's that?
Condoms. If they're from condoms, they wouldn't be here. Unless if they were put you a tube.
Yeah. But I noticed Booker T was really weird. Like during the Chase U thing, I noticed he can't decide whether or not he likes Chase U. 1 week he likes them, 1 week he hates them. Like he just cannot decide.
Booker T in a nutshell. He can't make up his fucking mind from 1 week to the next.
I like to like Vic Joseph. I noticed this happened a lot. Vic Joseph will ask him a question. Booker T would get on a tangent, and Vic Joseph would be like, "Oh, you didn't really answer my question here, pal." Like
they would go on a tangent and get lost midway through the tangent.
And Vic has to like ask him the question again, so that you didn't really answer my question here. Like it's hilarious.
It happens all the fucking time.
I think it happens every match that it happens. He'll get on a tangent and Vic's like, so you didn't really answer my question. I asked you this question and you didn't really answer it. Like, and Booker T like noticed. I wonder if Booker T ever notices too, or I don't even know if you ever noticed. It's like, oh, and then he just answers the question like in 2 seconds right afterwards too. Like, it's like, what are you doing, Booker? Get off commentary, bro. You don't need to.
Yeah, it's yeah. And then
but yeah, the match. Well, the match was really good. I'll give it like 3.5 stars, by the way, too.
It was a really good match. I like it. I like all those teams. You know, I don't have an issue with any of those teams. With any of them winning, really. But I think it made more sense for Malik and Idris to win because they just had their big, like, emotional, I guess, not reunion, but, like, coming together and being on the same page. So I guess it makes more sense for them to win.
Yeah. Even though they already were on the same page before that, but Sean wrote a storyline where they weren't. So, you know, because Sean hates tag teams. They can't, apparently no tag team get along.
He wants one of them to be Marty Jannetty so bad so he can break them up.
Yep. I wonder who's going to make the Marty Jannetty of that tag team.
I don't even know.
Because, like, you really can't picture one without the other.
Yeah.
They were thrown together too, weren't they? They were like a wild card team on the Dusty Classic, and then they became like a legitimate team.
Yeah, but I think they were teaming up on the live event circuit.
Okay, so it's other.
No, they weren't because live events weren't a thing yet.
Oh, okay.
They hadn't gone back yet to live event circuit because they were a part of the pandemic era.
Oh, okay.
I think they were just thrown together, but I think they're friends in real life, so they just kind of like paired them together.
No, not anymore. When Shawn Michaels gets done with them.
They're not going to be friends anymore. He's
going to break them up as a team and break them up as friendship. He's going to like write notes and put them in their bags, making things. I feel like too, like because they're friends in real life, he wants to break up the real life friendship, so they'll want to break up as a tag team. It's going to be reverse psychology type of shit.
It'd be so fucked up. Fuck you and your tag team and your real life friendship.
You are not. I don't like that. It's over. He's gonna do the same thing with Briggs and Jensen. He's gonna do the same thing with Hank and.
Well, he tried to before people realized it was shit.
Oh, he'll try again. Oh well, you know Shawn Michaels when he's gonna doubles down on things even though they don't work.
Here comes Kiana James back in because there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
Oh God, gross. So backstage, Damon Kemp and Eddie Thorpe were arguing about the match that they had, and Damon Kemp said, "Hey, let's do Raw Underground
on NXT."
On NXT, which wouldn't make it Raw Underground, but get NXT Underground. And Eddie Thorpe accepts it, but then they cut. I think this is where Gable Stevenson shows up. Or does he show up after or later?
He shows up later in the night.
Yeah. I'm just going to lump him in because it's the same thing, basically. So Gable Stevenson shows up later, and he says he's going to train him. Eddie
Yep.
Thorpe, which is fucking hilarious because Gable Steveson is Damon Kemp's real life brother.
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
And it's hilarious that he's training his opponents, his brother's opponents, instead of helping his brother train.
Yeah, so the put it back Wall Underground, which is not Wall Underground, it's NXT Underground. I wonder how they're gonna do Wall Underground, obviously, because that was a pandemic thing. Like, are they actually gonna film like a thing backstage, or are they gonna do like legitimate Wall
I think
Underground?
I think there's a spot in the PC where you could do it.
Yeah, so um, because of this, next week, well, this week since it's Sunday, Chris and I are gonna do a retro for the first ever Wall Underground when it first premiered. Not looking forward
I
to
had a
that.
gun to my head. I was forced to do it.
Huh?
I had a
Yeah,
gun to
pretty-
my head. I was forced to do it.
Yep. So, yeah, we're doing the first ever Wall Underground episode, which will be interesting because, you know, we haven't covered those segments before, so I don't know what we're gonna get. We don't even know what the rules of Wall Underground really are because they didn't know, so it'll be interesting. Of all the things
Yeah,
they
no
brought back,
rope, no
yeah,
ring post. It's like, I think it's by submission. I'm pretty sure,
yeah. Well, when we
or
watch
TKO.
when we watch the Wall Underground, you know, we'll see.
It's been so
Uh,
long, I completely forgot, and it didn't even
yeah,
last that long either.
yeah,
So I don't even
but
know why they brought it back because it didn't even last that long.
yeah, of all things to bring back, Wall Underground. I would have done the fight pit. That's the match I would have done.
Fight Pit, yeah. Raw Underground lasted what, like 2 months?
I think so. Yeah,
It didn't even last that long.
yeah,
Everyone lost interest in it after the first 2 weeks.
yeah. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, they're doing Wall Underground. What was Eddie Thorpe doing? He was like backstage, like as if he's like a freaking DJ too. By the way, like there was nobody around him. He was just chilling by himself with his DJ stuff. Like, what are you doing, Eddie Thorpe? Like, what are you doing, man?
He's Eddie Thorpe.
I like how he had to. I like how he watched it while underground, like he willingly, by the way, too. I mean, I know I say that because I'm gonna be doing that, but like, he was like watching like the old Wall Underground like footage to get himself trained and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, so bringing back Wall Underground.
So after the first segment with where they announced the match, it cuts abruptly to Roxanne Perez.
Oh yeah, this was when it happened.
Basically just setting a sneak attack on Blair Davenport, and she has to be pulled apart by the officials and referees, and Blair basically says that she's going to get her.
Yeah, that was okay, I guess. Like, I didn't have an issue with it. It just seems so random. I feel
It
like
seems
too,
so very abrupt.
yeah. Especially too because we just heard about Wall Underground getting announced, so it's like, okay, this is just weird. This is weird. So,
And then they had the Carmelo Hayes Seth Rollins segment with Trick Williams, where it's basically just a props between the two, and it was really good. I loved it.
and then you forget that they had Nathan Fraser go in there and like talk to him too.
Oh yeah, Nathan Fraser came. Nathan Fraser came in because that's his student. Seth Rollins' student. He trained at the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy, which is Seth Rollins, and I think Maverick Brave is his name. That's their wrestling school. And of course, Black meaning Tyler Black. So,
Yeah.
former ring name. But yeah, that's one of his more famous students. A lot of their students have competed on AEW before. A few have. I shouldn't say a lot. A few have competed on like Dark and
Well, that's how Nathan Fraser was signed.
Yep, and now Nathan Fraser's on the big time, and that was awesome. As soon as I saw him walk in, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I was like, "Oh my god, that's right." Seth Rollins trained Nathan Fraser. That's awesome. I was like,
It
"That's
was awesome.
fucking cool."
Yeah, it was cool. They did that. Yeah.
They had a nice little backstage segment where Seth basically said he's proud of him for becoming the wrestler that he was, and so getting signed by WWE and becoming like a big star in WWE.
This was awesome. This was good.
And then Carmelo Hayes comes in with Trick Williams, like I said, and they basically give each other props, and they just like chumming it up as baby faces with each other, and it was really good. I loved both segments. They were both awesome.
Yeah. One segment you missed is Gallows was backstage. This was after the title match where they're just watching it, and Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo come up and tell them that if they were in that match, they wouldn't last long with their titles. And then Gallus go out drinking because they can't control their drinking. Control your drinking, guys.
Alcoholics.
Yeah, control that. Control that
Just
drinking.
Are Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo going to be faces now?
I don't know.
It's weird because they confronted Gallus who are heels.
And they also attacked Axiom and Scripps last week, and they're
Yeah, like that's like I felt like okay, that's a bit odd now. Are they going to be faces now?
not free agents.
I would say though, good on them for going down to NXT because now they're going to be used in a bigger spotlight.
Well, Shawn may break them up as a tag team.
Oh yeah, you know it's coming. But at least for the time being, they'll get put in a bigger spotlight than they were on the main roster. They were kind of way lost in the shuffle.
I do gotta say this though, not free agents. They're on Raw. They should have stayed there. Just make them free agents. It's not that hard. You should have just made them free agents. Like,
yeah, just not draft them. Or just say, you know what, you're free agents now.
yeah. Well, Dana, doesn't matter if you're Dana Brooke though. She's gonna show up wherever the fuck she wants.
I mean, they're just gonna show up anywhere at this point. I mean, the brand split is
it's dead.
Dead. It's been dead for a while.
Yeah.
But Cora Jade versus Dana Brooke is next. This match completely fucking sucked.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say because of Cora, which has been a bit of a trend where she's been terrible recently. Over the last year, I would say she's been awful. She's not a good heel. She's a terrible heel. You can tell, too, because she's trying way too hard.
Yep.
Way too hard. Some people it just flows naturally. Whereas, like, with her, it feels like it's a complete force.
Like with Sami Zayn when he turned heel. It actually was natural. Like
it was natural. Kevin Owens, natural.
Roman Reigns.
Lita, natural. Trish Stratus in 05, natural. Not now. Not now in her 40s. But when she was younger, in 2005 or 2004 when she turned on Jericho at WrestleMania, natural.
Logan Paul. Logan Paul's natural.
Like it's easy for them. With her, it feels like a complete force.
Yeah.
It just comes off so unnatural. But they stop the match halfway through because Dana Brooke does a fucking handspring and her fucking knee fake gives out. And they spend the entire picture-in-picture break with Dana Brooke sitting on the mat, having the officials check on her, and going, "Get away from me! Get away from me! Get away from me!" for fucking 5 minutes straight. And then Cora Jade coming over and laughing at her, and they're going, "Get away from me! Get away from me! Get away from me!" for 5 fucking minutes.
At this point, you knew it was a work.
And they put her on the gurney, and then Cora sits there laughing at her, and she's pointing at her again, Dana Brooke. And Dana she pie faces her, Cora does, and then Dana gets mad, and then shoves her. And then the crowd turns on her, which I thought was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
They were cheering Cora and booing Dana, which I thought was apropos because Dana is fucking bland. And then, so they wrestle for a little bit. Dana's obviously showing the visible signs of a fake injury. And so she's kind of limping around, and then Cora locks her in a single leg Boston Crab. The crowd explodes chanting for her to tap out, which is hilarious because she's supposed to be the babyface. And she eventually taps out. The fucking blows the roof off the place. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I don't actually think she tapped. I think the ref. I don't think she tapped. I think the ref called the match.
She didn't. The ref called it because they want to keep Dana Brooke strong. I think this might be a double turn, probably. Honestly, best thing they could do is give it a double turn. Even though Cora showed no signs of sympathy whatsoever. The best thing they can do now is just do a double turn and have Dana be a heel and Cora be a face, because clearly that's the direction the fans want to see. I want to see it. You want to see it. Cora should be a fucking face. She should have been a face 6 months ago. Like, it's dragged on and dragged on and dragged on for far too fucking long.
Yeah.
And it should have been when Roxanne won the title, Cora should have been the fucking first person to get a title shot to make her fucking heel run even more legitimate. But instead, she disappeared for fucking 2 months without explanation, and then she comes back and like loses hilarious, like stupidly gets eliminated first in the battle royal, and it just has gone downhill. At one point, they actually took her match with Lyra off of the fucking card because I think she was hurt. And then they had that terrible match, and then it's just been down fucking hill.
Yep.
It's like fucking roller coaster that is off the tracks. It's kind of just going downhill. There's no brakes to it. No braking system. It just goes 100 miles an hour down the hill. It's just what it is.
It's funny. Funny thing is, I feel like too, if she went to the main roster, Triple H would turn her babyface immediately too. Like,
yes, she should be. She should have been a babyface like 4 months ago.
Yeah,
like it's getting to the point now where it's like, okay, she is so fucking bland as a heel, and it's a force, and you can tell it's a force.
Yeah,
it's not natural.
Yeah, this match was bad. It's like a 1. This is a 1 star. It was terrible. And yeah, apparently Dana Brooke, didn't receive the criticism very well. She just snapped back at fans calling this match bad. And look, I'm not giving any blame, by the way, to Dana Brooke that this match was bad. The booking of the match just fucking sucked. It's not even Dana Brooke's fault the match was bad. Like,
yeah, it really wasn't. It was just like, I think the crowd really got taken out of it.
Yeah,
when they did I'm gonna call it a fake injury angle until proved otherwise. Until that, like, the crowd turned on her after that.
Yeah. So yeah, this failed.
No sympathy there whatsoever.
And funny thing is, you say, "Oh yeah, now it's time. Now is the time." This is Shawn Michaels NXT, man. He doubles down on this shit until like.
Oh no, she's gonna be even more of a heel this upcoming week.
Yeah. So this is Shawn Michaels NXT.
Oh, she's gonna be double heel now, maybe even triple, even more terrible heel than she already is.
Yeah.
Then they cut to.
Yeah, speaking of a guy who can't be a heel anymore.
They cut to Von Wagner and Mr. Stone, and they're sitting in the crowd. And
this was like earlier in the day.
This was earlier in the day before the fans and everything were in attendance. And there was this overarching thing where Vaughn was going to therapy, and he had this picture that he didn't want to be shown, and he didn't want to talk about it. But now he's finally going to talk about it. It's a picture of when he was a child. He was an infant, and he had surgery on his head. He had a big fucking scar, like a big. They had to pull his fucking head forward, basically, and it's very heart-wrenching. I'd recommend watching it because it's very powerful. It's very sad, but the fact that he came through, and he's alive, and he's very much alive and well and doing great is awesome. It's very heart-wrenching, the fact that, he would get bullied when he was a kid just because of the scar that was on his head, which is tragic. It's awful. It's really worth it. It's really worth watching. It's a really good segment. It plays on the heartstrings. And I can say this for a fact. This man can't be heel anymore.
No.
I think they were going in the direction of him turning face anyway. But he just can't. He just has so much sympathy right now. You just literally cannot keep him a heel or turn him heel ever again, actually.
Yeah. The only thing I wish is they would have aired this on Raw because he's a free agent, so he could be on Raw. Like that it would have been awesome in front of a Raw crowd and everything. Like, so that way more people. I mean, a lot of people saw this too, I guess, because the ratings were up for NXT. But like, even more people would have saw it if it was on Raw. Or
it was posted by everywhere too. Like the main WWE Twitter posted it.
Yeah, even better though.
They were like, "Wow, thank you for sharing your story, Von Wagner." Like,
even better.
Like, this is gonna get him over.
Yeah, even better. It being aired on SmackDown would have been great too, because that's what Fox is a big network and everything like that.
Oh yeah, it's a huge network. Yeah.
But yeah, this is awesome.
it's going to get him over, and I feel like it's going to be a really feel good story for him.
Yeah, I think he's feuding with Dijak because they did a thing last week where like Dijak walked by him and stuff, and
I think that's perfect, honestly, because Dijak's a heel, which makes it so easy fucking to cheer for Vaughn.
Yo,
like if it was like against like Carmelo Hayes,
yeah,
or like a super overpopular babyface in NXT, like who the fuck
yeah,
like that's not the perfect. They picked the perfect person to do it, which is Dijak.
yeah.
So coming off of that emotional heartstring pull, you get the face-to-face with Carmelo and Baron Corbin. I almost called him Braun Corbin. That was after I covered that lump the two segments together with Eddie Thorpe and Gable Steveson and whatnot. So they went to that, and then they did the face-to-face.
Yeah,
I thought this was excellent.
yeah, it was awesome.
A lot of low blows too. A lot of like gut punches, like mentioning that Baron Corbin was cut from the NFL at 26, and Carmelo Hayes is at 26 years old as NXT champion. Like it's a lot of like low blows, a lot of gut shots to each other. It was awesome. I'm not gonna go in depth because it's a lot, and I really don't want to read everything. But go back and watch it. Baron, like, this is a Corbin we haven't seen in ages.
Yeah,
and this revitalized him a lot in my eyes. I was already starting to like Corbin to begin with, but this is like he looked incredible here.
Yeah,
and he looked awesome. And if he wins the NXT title, I'm not even going to be upset about it. I think I'd be pretty happy about it, honestly, because I want to see this continue. I want to see him in NXT like more. Like, even if he loses to Carmelo in their title match, have him stay down there and feud again. Have the feud continue.
Do like not like a DQ finish, but do like a thing where like Carmelo Hayes wins, but it's like it's like a fluky win type of thing.
A fluky win, like a count out, or
like a roll up,
maybe a DQ or a roll up, or a double DQ or a double count out. Like something chintzy has to happen, where you think it's going to be like, okay, this doesn't have a decisive winner.
Yeah, they don't have
run this back again.
Because they don't have really an opponent really ready for Carmelo Hayes to face by the Great American Bash. They only have like a month. They only have like a month. Like Corbin's perfect for that. Like
Corbin's perfect because they already have this storyline going on already.
It's in Texas too. I don't think it's the same arena, but it's like the same place where like I think he had like his last match at Takeover type of thing. Like it wasn't at Dallas. I know it's in San Antonio, but still in Texas was where his last stance in NXT is. I think it'd be very fitting if he finished out his like second run in NXT almost in Texas. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But yeah, I like this a lot right here. I like the jabs, like Baron Corbin like mentioned to like Carmelo Hayes. Like, there's nothing you could say to me that I haven't heard before. I even love that he says everything you've done, I've never seen. There's nothing you could say that I haven't seen before. And Carmelo Hayes he clapped back at him, being like, "Oh, like you haven't seen an NXT title reign before." Like that was awesome. Like, oh, it was hilarious. I love the jabs Carmelo Hayes throws at people. Like you could,
they hurt.
Yeah, you could definitely tell.
You could tell they hurt.
You could tell like he's in like. See, he did these jabs before, but like you could tell as a baby face, these jabs are like even more. Like these jabs are awesome.
They get the crowd going crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just great. But so next, I think Gallus are leaving, and Stax comes out of nowhere and just kidnaps almost called him Joe Gacy, Joe Coffey. And throws him in the trunk and then speeds off. I loved it. I thought that was really good. Again, it continues it on more because they know that Coffey's the rat. So maybe he's gonna take him to the fucking the prison with him and like being in like the can't even think of it right now, but
Yeah.
the not the detention center, but like where they go to talk to them over the phone.
Yeah.
Visitation.
I just wonder like what's gonna happen. Like how are they gonna get Tony D out of jail because like he still did all this stuff. So are they just like are they gonna have like I do something where they have Joe like because obviously he's gotta go to trial and stuff like that where like like they force Joe Coffey to like have to come up like basically find a way to do a testimony where like it proves Tony D's innocent, but
Yeah,
he's being pushed to
exactly.
do he's like being pushed to do this by like by the family type of thing. Um type
What
of
gets
thing.
him
I don't
off
know. Yeah.
from his charges or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
And then I go back to doing that stuff again.
but it would make more sense though, because now Tony D's out,
Yeah.
and now it's a little bit more even of sides instead of it being 3-on-1 all the time.
They needed to get another guy in there. It's still 3-on-2.
They do with 2
Like,
dimes, baby.
he's dead. He can't come back. He's dead.
Dig him up.
He's in the water, dude.
Fucking get someone down there.
He's dead. He's not coming back.
Get someone down there.
I think at this point he's a corpse at this point because that's a year ago, dude.
Put some muscle on him. He's good to go.
I wonder what. I feel like Cole Carter may know where he is. So
Cole Carter might know where he is, but Cole Carter might also not know where he is.
no, it might not.
It's like no one knows where Cole Carter is.
Maybe he's dead too.
But anyways, next is a tag match, the women's tag match. It's Yulisa, Leon, and Valentina Feroz versus Last Legends and Jakara Jackson with Noam Dar and Aura Mensah at ringside.
This is
And I
bad.
thought this was fucking quite hysterical that the fucking that the Heritage Cup table was out there at ringside, even though Noam Dar is not the champion anymore, which I thought was wicked funny.
So I guess is he legit injured?
Noam, I think so.
Because
Or
it's
it's
weird.
just storyline, but again, he's dealt with so many injuries like in the past number of years, I can't even tell if it's true or not.
If it's storyline, then why did it doesn't make sense if it's storyline?
Yeah, I think he might be hurt.
Yeah.
He could be. I haven't seen anything yet, but again, if they're not talking about it, it's probably storyline.
Yeah.
It's probably just a way to give Nathan Fraser the Heritage Cup.
Then why not just have him beat Noam Dar for it?
Exactly.
Like this is
Weird.
Shawn Michaels book. It doesn't make sense.
He's probably hurt then.
Yeah. I don't know. It's Shawn Michaels booking though. I would be shocked if like they did a storyline injury just to take the cup. This is Shawn Michaels booking after all. So
It is. This match blows. Lola Vice, Electra Lopez were on the stage, which didn't make a difference because they suck.
yeah.
This match sucked. It felt like 90% of it was in slow motion.
It did.
There's just no chemistry between these two, and Yulisa and Valentina both suck, and so doesn't Lash Legend. So, yeah, this match is just god awful, and it's fucking terrible, and everyone in this match sucks. So
Yeah, it was awful. This is like a -1 star. It was just terrible. Why was this on a freaking like this is meant to be like a pay-per-view and you're putting this match on the show? Like why was it even you could have put this match like in 2 weeks or something, like
Yeah.
on a regular TV or Level Up, that way at least like
this is that's like a level up match.
yeah, this
Like
is
honestly,
yeah. Like what was this doing on like you could have added time to Seth Rollins or Braun Breaker or the Carmelo like you could have added time to the tag match on the show.
yeah,
Like
yeah, easily. Or
Before
added more time to the opener,
yeah.
or added more time to the face-off between Carmelo and Baron Corbin. Fuck, I can't get anyone's name right.
Yeah. Before this, the thing you missed
Braun
is
Corbin.
they did a backstage segment with Valentina Voice and whatever her partner name is, I don't even know anymore. And Nathan Fraser and Dragon Lee came up and thanked them for helping Nathan Fraser win the cup. And Nathan Fraser challenged Dragon Lee to a Heritage Cup match. I'm happy we're getting Nathan Fraser versus Dragon Lee. It just sucks it's going to be Heritage Cup rules. I wish it was just like a regular match type of thing.
Yeah, if they do like for the Heritage Cup without the rounds.
Yeah, I wish they would just do that. I get why, because it's obvious they need the rules, but like I don't like the Heritage Cup rules, especially too. It's going to limit the Dragon Lee Nathan Frazier match like really bad.
It needs to be like 10-minute rounds.
Yeah.
If they're gonna do that, not like 5 minutes, because you can't get into a fucking rhythm.
No, you can't.
They start to get into a rhythm, like Dragon against Noam. Like he was
Yeah.
about to do like a Dragon was about to do like a fucking dive to the outside, and the fucking timer ran out. And it's like, all right, like we're just getting into this match. Like it was so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But it needs to be like 10 minutes per round, I think, and cut the rounds down too.
Yeah, I would do like 3 10-minute rounds.
Yeah, because it's like, again, that's like what, 30 minutes on the show or something like that.
Yeah,
40
30 minutes
on the show.
And yeah, you could do the whole thing too. Like it's 2 out of 3 falls. Because that's the thing too. It's also stupid because you're losing. It's too. Like I remember some people get a fall in the first round type of thing. Like why you lose it? How you lose it already in like 6 minutes? That doesn't make any sense.
I know, yeah, like nothing happens, and all of a sudden, boom, you lose a fall in the first round. It's like it's 5 minutes. How do you lose in 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Without even like any damage done to you.
Yeah.
It's not like Noam Dar hit his finisher or something on him within the first couple of minutes and knocked him off cold.
I don't like the breaks either. The breaks are too long. The breaks should be like,
should be like 30 seconds. Like,
and then the way they handle the breaks are really bad too. Like in the first round, like people go for water. It's like, what do you need water for? It was 6 minutes. Like, what are you doing? Like, because they just do chain wrestling holds in like the first round and all that type of stuff. Like,
yeah, it's just.
I feel like this match needs to be like, if they're gonna do the Heritage Cup, this needs to be like balls on the walls, like a bunch of stuff will happen all over the place and all that type of stuff.
It needs to be increased in time.
Yeah.
If they can do Heritage Cup, they have to build the fucking show around it.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, it's the Heritage Cup match. Here it is in the fucking middle of the show. It needs to be like the main event, and it needs to be like it needs to last like 30 minutes. It needs to be the last 30 to 40 minutes of the show.
It won't be the main event next week because the title match is more important next week. So
yes.
But yeah, speaking of main events, we have a main event to talk about.
So we have Seth freaking Rollins versus Braun Breaker for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. Just Seth just blew the roof off the place. I know it's a small crowd, but like it was electric.
Yeah.
Just electric.
Well, how fitting was it that he was back in the PC too, like where he started his WWE career, pretty much.
Where he started his career, training wise, at least.
Yeah, because he was in FCW. So
he was in FCW, and then eventually to Full Sail.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not going to go over this match at all. Period. All I'm going to say is obviously the pretty obvious one. Seth won, but just watch the fucking match. It's great.
Yeah,
it's
it really
great
is.
Fucking match.
It went through 2 pictures too, which is great. I thought that was a great decision. So
it was just fantastic. This match was a fucking great match.
I like that they didn't do anything stupid like have Braun Breaker lose just because he like dragging up, and it feel like Seth beat him clean too, which I liked.
He beat him with 2 curb stomps.
Yeah, and that's pretty. I think that's fine. Like he survived the first one, so like it didn't make him.
Yeah, because Braun's meant to be like a machine.
Yeah, and
like a Brock Lesnar type, where it's like, okay, one finisher's not gonna put him down.
And at the end of the day, like, we talk about realism and stuff. It's pretty realistic that Seth would be able to beat up Braun straight up because he's the veteran and everything like that. Like, Braun's technically a rookie and all that type of stuff. But there's something that happens afterwards that was not good.
So as Seth is like kind of celebrating on the ramp, Finn Balor launches a sneak attack from behind that comes out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And there's people caught screen grabs of it too. And it's wicked funny. Like Finn, you can see Finn jumping up the air to hitting him from behind. Security tries to break it up, but Finn just keeps beating the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And then eventually Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams make the save.
Yeah.
Which made sense. I liked it. I would have preferred Nathan Frazier. Probably you too also. I think we talked about this in our private chat that we would much have preferred Nathan Frazier instead.
Yeah.
But
well, at least he tries to make the save, but he doesn't succeed, and then they bring out Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams or something.
Yeah, exactly. He comes out Finn's beating the crap out of him. He runs out to make the save. He hits Finn with like a dive through the ropes or something, and then Finn grabs a chair and then just starts waylaying on him with the chair. And then out comes Carmelo and Trick. But they come out, they chase him off, and they basically they hold their ground, and that's how the show closes. But I will say this: after the show, Seth cut a really impassioned promo. Afterwards too, where I'm not going to go over all of it, but it's really worth a watch. It's like it's a WWE exclusive, which makes sense to have Seth do that after the show because he's a big star with the championship. Promo was excellent. He just talks about basically the passion and everything and whatnot. And after seeing that match against Braun, and after seeing the promo, I can say this for a fact: I want to see Seth in NXT more often.
Yeah, this was great. I give this like 4 3/4 stars. The match was awesome. And it was this proved to be successful because NXT ratings went up like considerably with Seth showing up.
It was the overnights were around 776, I believe, but with like everything included, with the full on inclusion of everything, it's almost 1 million views.
Yeah,
which is fucking insane.
Yeah, they definitely need to do this more. I would love to see Seth come to NXT more and defend that World Heavyweight Championship. I think that's fine. Yeah, it'd be cool to because there's a lot of people he could face at NXT for the belt. Like, I'd love it if after Wesley drops the belt, Wesley gets a shot at the title. Obviously, Nathan Frazier, that would be a big one. I would like them to have, kind of a student versus teacher type of thing. I would love it a lot. Ilya Dragunov, I'd like him to get a match for the belt. That'd be cool. Dijak, that'd be an awesome one. They made it faced off like during the Retribution days and stuff, but I would like to see it in it, done where Dijak's more credible. Like, there's a lot of people that can get shots at Seth Rollins' World Heavyweight Championship that I would love to see. I would love to see Von Wagner get a shot, especially after the promo he just cut recently. That'd be cool.
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't help his baby.
It
wouldn't help his baby face run really, but this should, like Seth. There's a lot of people Seth can face in NXT, and I hope that it works out. And let's do letter grades for NXT. And I think we did a lot of ranting, but believe it or not, I'm giving this NXT a really solid B. I thought there was still some enough really good stuff on it. It did feel like a big show, so I'm giving it a solid B. What do you think?
I give it a B too. The inclusion, of course. I mean, with the attack on Raw, I thought for sure they were going to do a beat and switch on us and not have Seth appear on NXT. Because that's kind of how the direction we're going on with the night before. But yeah, I thought the inclusion of Seth Rollins to NXT was great. Baron Corbin and the Carmelo promo was great.
Mm-hmm.
The opener was good. Again, could have done without Ali, but overall, I thought the tag match was awesome. Very few duds on the show, but the duds were like very noteworthy duds.
Yeah, very. But yeah, let's continue. Let's talk about main event now. Just me, anyways.
Yeah, you better fucking talk about it because I'm gonna leave you alone.
Where you going?
Letting you talk.
Okay.
A fucking word.
This took place on June 21st, 2023. We had the commentary team of Byron Saxton and Kevin Patrick. They were being very nice to each other on commentary. Very nice. We had Dana Brooke versus Xia Li. I will give A for effort. They did have Dana Brooke come out with her knee taped up. Because this was taped beforehand, so they give A for effort. I wonder what the crowd was thinking when she came up with her knee taped up. They're like, "Well, what's going on here? Like, why is her knee taped up?" Because it was taped before NXT, so they probably didn't know what happened. However, though, they still couldn't give Xia Li the win. Dana Brooke still won clean with the 1-inch swing and neck breaker. So, yeah, there's that. Xia Li doing great things on the main roster, taking those L's. You just take those L's, Xia Li. Take those L's. Then we had the main event. Main event. You know how this big thing you get paid extra if you main event the show. Do you think you get paid extra if you main event? Because it's
I think you get paid less.
That'd be funny. As you got paid more for being the opener of main event. So Xia Li and Dana Brooke get paid like $3 $3 million for the opener.
3 pennies.
Apollo Crews he gets like 1 penny on the show. Like
Thanks for showing up, pal.
he's just like, don't I get anything else? Like, it cost me more just to get here. It's like, yeah, no, it's just main event. You don't need.
The thing is, he's not relevant, so he can't get any more than that.
Yeah. But anyhow, no, Apollo Crews versus JD McDonough. This was really good stuff. Apollo Crews won with the pop-up Samoan drop, and then afterwards, JD McDonough attacked him afterwards, hit a headbutt on the Devlin side. So there's that. We need to get storylines going for JD McDonough and Apollo Crews on the main roster. More specifically, Apollo Crews. You call the guy up from NXT, but he's just stuck on main event now. Like, that's not fair. So
he wasn't doing anything in NXT anyway.
Yeah, so like put him have him do something. Like, I would say after Walter's done with Matt Riddle, have him face Walter for the Intercontinental Championship. That'd be awesome. So we'll see. The main event was okay. I'll give that like a C. That was okay. It was fine. Let's get to SmackDown. Remember a few weeks ago when I mentioned Vince doesn't touch SmackDown? He lets Triple H book that. That went away this week. He fucking was all over that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
Let's talk about what was supposed to be announced for SmackDown this week. We were supposed to have Baron Corbin versus Cameron Grimes. By the way, I know you guys are thinking, oh, they probably just called this off like earlier in the day, right? No, it was announced all day during SmackDown that these matches were going to happen. Bayley went on a talk show and advertised her match, and it didn't happen. So yeah, it was Baron Corbin versus Cameron Grimes was supposed to happen. That one I'm okay with being called off because someone would have had to take a loss there, and none of them really both could take a loss because Cameron Grimes is still new to the main roster, and Baron Corbin has that title match coming up, so it wouldn't really do any justice for him to lose. I will say, however, though, why'd you advertise it all day, though, if it wasn't going to happen? You know, it doesn't make sense. And especially too, like it doesn't do anything for Cameron Grimes. Like you should be worried about his career if the guy's new to the main roster and his segment's getting cut already. That's not good. That's not a good sign for Cameron Grimes right there. You know who should really be concerned if Vince ever fully takes control again is Bayley. What a coincidence! The 2 shows that Vince has been all over. Bayley's been cut from the show. She was cut from the Raw after WrestleMania, and she was cut from SmackDown. Like. They spent all week hyping up this match between Bayley and Shotzi, where it was going to be her defending the Money in the Bank spot, and then it just didn't happen. For no reason, it just didn't happen. And then what else? What else was cut on SmackDown? Well, there was other changes, but we'll talk about them. But yeah, but the SmackDown's getting an automatic letter grade down because Vince changed the show for last minute. Oh, there was one thing that got cut. And this match would have ruled Pete Dunne versus Santos Escobar versus LA Knight in that triple threat match. No, look, I know it was replaced with Rey Mysterio versus LA Knight. That match ended up being good, but that triple threat would have ruled. It would have built up to the Money in the Bank ladder match. Well, all 3 competitors in there, that would have made all the sense of the world. Not Vince's WWE, not pal. Yeah, that ain't happening. Pete Dunne wasn't even
your version. I'm doing mine.
Yeah, Pete Dunne wasn't even on the show at all, by the way. That's a concern right there if Vince ever took over again. Pete Dunne's career is fucking going to shit if that happens. Yeah. What a waste of time. It was to the point where, like, they had to have Megan Morant go on, like, Twitter and do, like, an exclusive. And now it's, yeah, these matches are happening instead. And one match that was added to the show, and you knew this was a Vince match the second you saw it. It was Charlotte Flair versus Lacey Evans. Got to get Charlotte Flair on the show. Got to get
Lacey Evans on the show too.
Yeah, so you could tell this show. I could kind of tell this show was changed because half of the matches that were advertised did not happen. So I'm like, yep, Vince changed the show, and he wasn't there to change it. So yeah, that's a concern. Now look, I think we've talked about this before. Just let Triple H book the show. Like, I know a lot of people say, like, yeah, what Vince put on Raw was better than what Triple H put. Like, let Triple H sink or swim. Like, it's time. Like, Triple H is going to have to do this eventually. Like, it's just terrible. Probably not good for Triple H's health, by the way, too. That, like, his shows keep getting switched the last minute. That's probably not good for his health. Like, the dude just had a heart attack, like, a little over a year ago. And, not a heart attack, but, he had heart issues and stuff. That probably isn't good for his health. We had to be worried that his show's going to change the last minute. By the way, this should be considered for Money in the Bank, by the way, because this might change Money in the Bank, by the way. So, but anyhow, let's get to Smack. What did you think of Vince, though, changing the show last minute this week?
Just what he does. Like, he fucking needs to stop doing it.
Yeah. He's been doing it really egregiously. Like there's a reason he's on the thumbnail, by the way, because he changed both shows the last minute. Just let Triple H run the show. Like, you don't need to run the show anymore, Vince. Like, you can't do it. You just been proven you can't do it. Like, what I know you're gonna say, well, aren't you gonna grade SmackDown very highly? You're gonna give it like a B- or whatever. But I'm like, if this show would have been a lot better had it been able to happen Triple H's way. The only reason it's a B- is the Bloodline angle, like this week. So, and that was a Triple H thing. So, but let's start talking about it. The Usos come out to cut a promo. They cut this fiery promo talking about how, basically how Roman Reigns mistreated them for months and said that they weren't gonna stand by and take it anymore, and that's why they turned on him. They basically talk about how Roman Reigns let the power go to his head, and Jey Uso mentions that family's supposed to respect each other. We're not supposed to fight each other, but it's to the point where we have no choice. And they say that we're gonna prove at Money in the Bank that you the twos and we the ones. The one thing I loved about this promo, by the way, was they went to do like their catchphrase, like in the beginning where they mentioned the city and everything, and Jay nearly says the Bloodline, and Jimmy has to stop and says the Usos are in your city. And then they say, this is the first time they said the catchphrase since pre-Bloodline. Welcome to the Uso Penitentiary. They haven't said that since. So
haven't said that ever.
Yeah, this was awesome though. This promo was excellent, and it's the main reason why SmackDown's as high of a grade as it is, because this Bloodline storyline is excellent. What did you think of this?
I loved it. It was great. It was fantastic.
The only thing that sucks about it is, I think we talked about this. Like, I like the fact they're doing this tag match, but Roman Reigns probably should have defended the belt at Money in the Bank. Like, what was the point of keeping the title on him if he wasn't going to defend the title? Like, I know he's probably defending it at like SummerSlam, but to go from WrestleMania to SummerSlam without defending the belt, and he has to defend it at like a house show or anything, that's way too long to not to defend your title. Like, that's like Brock Lesnar levels along. Especially, too, because he's just surpassed Pedro Morales. I think is he the fourth longest reigning world champion now?
Yeah, I think he just passed Pedro like today, like yesterday, I think.
Yeah, so he should have defended the title like at least before then or something. Like, it's ridiculous he's not defending his like, I don't mind him obviously having the part-time schedule and stuff, but to go from WrestleMania to SummerSlam without at least defending the championship. Like, look, I didn't mind him not defending it at Night of Champions because there was a bigger storyline going on there, but he at least should have defended it at Money in the Bank against Jimmy Uso or something. I would have just held off the J turn until Money in the Bank, and then they do the tag match on like a big SmackDown or something. I get the tag match is going to rule anyways, but it just seems a bit long for Roman not to defend his title, like from WrestleMania to SummerSlam. That's like way too long. What do you think?
Yes, I agree. It's too long. He needs to defend it.
Because we legitimately, I like how we legitimately like just said, oh, we did the math. He defends the belt about every 40 days. Boys, it's like WWE heard that video. It was like, oh, he does defend the belt every 40 days. Okay, let's have him not defend it until SummerSlam. It's like I make a point sometimes with WWE defend them, and it's like they love to like be like, okay, yeah, let's just not have him defend the belt now. Like, it's just like, what are you doing, WWE? You just ruined my point. Like, come on. Then we had the first match. It was Rey Mysterio versus LA Knight. This match was really good. It was very clunky towards the end, but I'm not going to blame them because Vince changed the show the last minute. It changed the show the last minute. A match that's booked the last minute is obviously going to be clunky. So this was Vince's fault, not the wrestlers. Yeah, this was really good. I like the fact that LA Knight still was able to get on the show. Because those recent reports that came out that the whole reason he was brought up as a manager was Vince thought he was too old to be a wrestler, even though he's had AJ Styles, Bobby Lashley, and other people win the world titles when they're in their 40s. But I guess LA Knight was too fucking old, man. I guess he was too old. But whatever. It's just Vince logic. You got to just accept it sometimes. Even though you're still working, Vince, in your fucking 70s, running a company that you shouldn't be running, but, I guess too old. But LA Knight won. He won with his finisher, the headlock driver thing. I forget what it's called. I like the match though. I like the fact that LA Knight went over. I just would have preferred to see that triple threat match. I think that triple threat match would have ruled a lot more. But I'm not going to complain about seeing Rey Mysterio. It just really didn't make sense that Rey had a match this week. It's okay, Rey hasn't wrestled in a few weeks. It's all of a sudden wrestling, but then you realize Vince changed the show. It's okay, whatever. You just have to accept that. So Santos Escobar runs out and chases off LA Knight. So this just was what it was. I liked this. It's just sucks that Vince had to change it. What did you think?
Good match. Right person won. Yeah, triple threat would have been nice, but I think I would have preferred more LA Knight versus Santos than have the triple threat, because I think it'd just be too early to have Rey and Santos kind of face off against each other. I think you want to save that for the ladder match itself. So I'd rather have Santos face LA Knight and then have Rey Mysterio make the save for Santos. But either way, I like it.
Then we had Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman backstage. They were just kind of walking around. And then they bump into Rich Holland. Huh?
Getting their steps in.
Yeah. I don't think they even have smartwatches either. So, but they bump into Rich Holland. He says something, and Solo Sikoa completely lays him out with the Samoan spike and leaves. And he's coughing and just not in a good place. Then afterwards, Adam Pearce and personnel are checking on him, and Sheamus comes up. He wants Solo, and Adam Pearce tries to keep control, saying, "Hey, let's let's calm down here." And Sheamus goes out there and basically calls out Rich Holland to have a match with him. So, yeah, this was good. I thought it was a good way to set up that match. Poor Rich Holland, he's got a crushed larynx now, pretty much. So, what did you think of this?
Poor guy.
Yeah,
he's just brutalized.
Yeah,
he's coughing and poor guy.
Yeah. What did you think of the segment overall, though?
Just this is good. This poor guy. We have to have an in memoriam for him pretty soon.
Pretty soon, yeah. I know. I haven't even heard any update on him. They said they give us an update when they can, but they haven't.
Payback.
Huh?
For him breaking Big E's neck.
Oh no, yeah. Then we had the next match. It was a championship unification match. It was WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus NXT Tag Team Women's Tag Team Champions. Kaylee Ray and Isla Dawn. Really good match here. Kaylee Ray and Isla Dawn dominated much of it. And then eventually Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler took over. Eventually, Shayna locked in the Karafuda clutch onto Isla Dawn, and Ronda Rousey locked in the armbar on Kaylee Ray. And they both tapped out at the same time. During the match, Raquel Rodriguez was watching this. And, Ronda and Shayna talk shit to her. They wonder what she's doing there. They want to know why she's there. I was wondering that too. You're on Raw, not supposed to be on SmackDown. What are you doing there? And then
no brand split. Fuck it.
It is a Vince show this week, so you gotta accept it. And Raquel says, "Oh, I didn't come alone. Liv Morgan returns, and they want the rematch for the women's tag titles. They chase off Liv Morgan. No, they chase off Shayna Baszler. They didn't chase themselves off. They chased off.
They chased off themselves. Let's go.
They chased off Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, and I like the women's tag match. It was pretty obvious Ronda and Shayna were gonna win. I don't know what this means for Kaylee Ray and Isla Dawn. I kind of hope they don't kind of get lost in the shuffle, but we'll see. This means now that the NXT the tag titles now are going to be the way they were before, where they can go to all three shows, which I like it better that way anyways. I kind of hope they actually stick to that stipulation this time, which I think they can, because NXT's live most weeks now, so there's that. I mean, I don't know what teams are going to face. Shawn Michaels has broken up so many tag teams in the women's division that, there's really no teams for them to face. They'll have to go face, Last Legend and Jakala Jack and
Yeah, let's
Electra
go.
Lopez and Lola Vice. Like, those are gonna be money matches right there. Yeah, I don't even know what other women's tag teams even have that can go face down there. Yeah, and then obviously, you know me, I would have had Liv return on Raw, the brand that she's actually on, but you know, it's just. I don't gonna say, well, didn't she get injured? No, she was drafted to Raw before she got injured. So, yeah. What did you think of this?
I thought it was weird. The fact that they had her fucking return to the brand that she wasn't even drafted to in the first place.
It's a brand split, though. You know, it's
It's not anymore. It's
not.
a not brand split.
So did you see there's this funny Instagram account, by the way? It's really funny. It's obviously bullshit. I think. I hope so. Anyways, that the reason Liv Morgan was away is because she's dated MJF in real life, and they like. I hope this is not true. Anyways, she was like pregnant. She had like an abortion type of thing. That's why she's been off TV.
How do you think that's true?
Yeah, I don't think it is either. It says to that FIFO Select reported it, but I think Sean Wassap.
No, it's
like, yeah,
it's yeah. He doesn't report stuff like that.
Yeah, so Sean Wassap had to go on and say, yeah, I never reported this. So it's really funny though. Like, how did they even come up with that story? So I was thinking to myself,
desperate for attention.
Yeah. So I was thinking to myself, like, wait, how would MJF and Liv Morgan even have met? Like, I know, like Ruby Soho.
They're actually friends. So
okay.
They met years ago.
Okay. Maybe they are a thing in real life, but we just don't know about it. But the whole thing about her leaving to get an abortion.
Dating Bo Dallas.
Yeah. But the whole thing about her leaving to get like an abortion, I don't think is even true. Like, seems kind of strange. And if that is true, like, it's gonna be hard for her to come back as like a baby face. So, but whatever. Unless there's like legitimate reason she would have had to have an abortion, but you know. Yeah, great women's tag title match. So then we had the Grayson Waller effect with Dudley. I always enjoy seeing Grayson Waller. You know, it's kind of cool because they never really had a segment before together on NXT, so it was cool they had one on SmackDown. Kind of felt like an NXT reunion, even though they just saw each other like not that long ago. And Pretty Deadly talk about how great of a team they are, how they've done all this stuff as a tag team. They've done a lot of stuff. They've been like, they've won the UK titles. They won the regular NXT tag titles, and they unified both of them. So it's kind of crazy how much stuff they've done in NXT, and then just in general. They talked about how they beat every tag team in that gauntlet match last week, which they really didn't. They only beat like one team, but they said, oh, they were in the match. And Grayson Waller agrees with them. You know, he says that they're going to beat Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the belts. Pretty Deadly throw shade at Kevin Owens, talking about how Grayson Waller's talk show is better than the Kevin Owens show, which I don't think is true at all. I think that's...
They can lie, it's fine.
Yeah. And then the Street Profits come out, and they basically challenge them to a tag match. We get that tag match. That tag match was really good. I thought it was really good. They do this cool thing where Angelo Dawkins does the pounce, and Montez Ford does like a back suplex out of it. That was awesome. And then the finish comes when Pretty Deadly, one of them rolls up Montez Ford, and the other one puts, the other guy's foot onto, the ropes and everything like that. They use it for leverage and things. And yeah, just a really good match right there. What do you think? In the segment, what do you think of everything that happened?
I liked it. It was good. Everything was good. Everything flowed nicely. It was good.
Then we had Charlotte Flair versus Lacey Evans. This was no good. Just a showcase to get Charlotte Flair over, which we didn't need. I would have preferred that kick-ass triple threat or the Bayley Shotzi match, but not in Vince's WWE. You know, not that. No, but Charlotte Flair and Lacey Evans out there, pals. Get them out there.
They need to showcase them.
Yeah. Charlotte Flair won with the figure 8. She did Andrade Alidolo's pose because he recently just returned to AEW. And she did post actually like the clip of like when he did the figure 8 and everything. So,
how nice of her.
Afterwards, Asuka attacks her, and you could just tell this segment was really thrown together last minute because the Asuka attack, it doesn't even last that long. She just does like a few licks of right hands and stuff, and then that was it. Like, yeah, this segment you could just tell was a Vince segment that like he threw in last minute. What did you think?
Yeah, it definitely felt like it. It was not good.
Then we had Adam Pearce backstage. He's probably talking to Vince because Vince is making more corrections on the show. So he's like, Vince, the show's almost over. There's nothing else to change. Like, no, we gotta change this, pal. So then Bianca Belair comes in there. And he said, "Oh, she's here." He said, "Just the person I was looking for." And he bans Bianca Belair ringside from the title match next week, so that way she doesn't interfere. That was probably a Vince call. That's what Vince was like. I don't want Bianca out there. I want this match to end cleanly. She better not be out there next week. Like, oh, yeah, this was scary. I'm scared for Adam Pearce's life right here. What did you think?
You should be.
Yeah, but what did you think of this?
I thought it was okay. Very scary though.
Yeah, it's really scary. Then we had Solo Sikoa with Paul Heyman ringside versus Sheamus. This was awesome. They're both awesome. It was just a fight. They both wanted to kick the shit out of each other. Solo Sikoa hit a Samoa drop to Sheamus onto the floor, which was awesome. He hits the spinning Solo onto the announcer's table. He hits the Samoan spike, and then he does the running hip attack and completely breaks the barricade. The ref calls the match off because Sheamus can't continue anymore, which I liked that. It got over Solo Sikoa. I mean, I wish they would have announced, though, that due to Sheamus being unable to continue, Solo Sikoa wins that way. Because it did feel like it was like a no contest, but whatever. Afterwards, the Usos come out. They lay out Solo Sikoa with double super kicks, and both hit splashes on him. And, yeah, that was that. I liked this, and to set up that tag match, we got Solo over as a dominant monster. Like, the betrayal of the Usos is really flowing through Solo Sikoa right here, and it's not good. So, what did you think?
Yeah, I liked it. It's good. It's good shit. It's good.
That was SmackDown this week. I'm giving SmackDown a B-. I still thought it was a good show, but yeah, Vince fucking changing the show really ruined this for being like an excellent show right here. No Austin Theory on the show, by the way. He hasn't had shit to do with this U.S. title since WrestleMania. Yeah, that win with John Cena really helped him out, pal, didn't it? Shit hasn't done shit since then. So, what do you think about that? Austin Theory hasn't been doing shit.
He's useless at this point,
Yeah.
which is bizarre. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I just turn him face, have him fucking go on the John Cena rise, and you're good. But you can't do that.
I think why it's so odd, too, because it's like, Triple H likes him. And then, like, if Vince is changing the show, wouldn't you? He loved Austin
Vince
Theory.
loves him too.
Yeah, so it's like, why is he not being booked? So it just doesn't make sense. Let's go over Level Up. Level Up was changed a little bit. There was supposed to be a match between Joe Coffey and Miles Bourne, but it just didn't happen for unknown reasons.
Because Joe Coffey got kidnapped.
This was taped before then, so what happened? So
maybe he time traveled and went into the future.
maybe. But yeah, Level Up took place on January 23rd, 2023. We had Byron Saxton and Blake Howard on commentary for this show. Byron Saxton was acting like a heel on commentary, which don't do that. He's not a heel commentator. Let him be nice. He's a nice guy.
Maybe he's just fed up with being left off a Raw all the time. I
don't blame him. We had Stax versus Kel Dixon. Stax won with a running like knee drop, like it's like almost like a curb stomp type of thing. Yeah, it was okay. I feel like Tony needs to come back soon though, because Stax is not a singles wrestler. Like he's not very good in the singles ranks. So
he's better in a tag. That's why getting rid of 2 Dimes made like no sense.
Yeah. Then we had Tavion Heights get interviewed. He talked about how he's going to beat Luca Crucifino due to his skill instead of luck, and then he walks off. And the interviewer, I forget her name, but the interviewer that does Level Up says that she hopes Luca Crucifino loses. So there you go. Not very good journalism right there. It's supposed to be an unbiased journalist, and you're doing that shit. So stop that. Then Tavion Heights faces Luca Crucifino. He wins with roll up using the ropes. So there you go. Luca Crucifino's okay, I guess. I just don't like a lawyer being a wrestler. It just doesn't really work. And then we have Avi Nile versus JC Jane. Good match. Juan Mazzone. JC Jane wins. They're just jobbing out Avi Nile for no reason. And they're pushing JC Jane, which doesn't make sense. It should be the other way around, but that's not going to happen. So Level Up's C. I thought that was okay. I like the Ivy Nile JC Jane match, and I like the Tavion Heights Luca Crucifino match, and I could have cared less about the Cal Dixon Stacks match. So Level Up's okay. So there you go. Let's do some predictions for this week's WWE programming. You're not going to be on next week because you got stuff to do next week. You got stuff to get ready for next week, so you can't be on the show next week. So I don't know how we're going to do WWE Aftershock. But
something
we're going to
that you'll be a part of too, just not the making of it.
Yeah. But we're going to make a special announcement. Money in the Bank on that Sunday. We're going to do our first ever in person, if we can make it work out, WWE Aftershock, which will be exciting. So that's going to be awesome. But yeah, there's some stuff announced for Raw. I'm trying to remember what it is. I know we're going to have a Women's Money in the Bank Summit, which I already hate because there's people showing up to brands they don't belong on.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Stop doing that.
Fuck the brand split.
Yeah, they're just spitting all over that brand split, man.
I'm pro no brand split.
I would imagine they're gonna do I think that segment could be very middle of the road because every Money in the Bank competitor is gonna be there. Trish is gonna be bad, but Bailey and Io Sky are gonna be good. Becky's gonna be awesome. Zoe Stark's gonna be kind of whatever.
Zoe Stark is gonna not know how to talk.
And then Zelina Vega would be good, but I feel like Trish is gonna really bring this segment down. How do you think this segment's gonna go?
I think it's gonna be Zoe Stark is gonna be bland as fuck. She's gonna be monotone, and no one's gonna hear what she's saying because she's gonna be speaking so softly. And Trish is gonna just bring the whole fucking thing down.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm trying to find
and nothing really has been advertised. I haven't seen really anything advertised for any of the programming this week.
Yeah, Seth is gonna give an update on his condition. I imagine he's gonna be fine. He's still gonna.
Of course he is. What the fuck is he gonna say? He's a face. What the fuck is he gonna say?
I know.
I'm so fucking hurt. I can't wrestle anymore. I'm gonna retire.
He just wrestled on NXT.
It's gonna be good to go for the Money in the Bank on Saturday.
He just wrestled on NXT this week too. What the hell is he gonna say? Can't wrestle anymore. I'm not showing up. I'm not going. I don't wanna.
Hurt. I can't do this anymore.
I'm done. I'm gonna keep the belt though, but I'm not wrestling anymore.
I'm trying to keep it as a trophy.
Not defend it. Just
as an accomplishment. I'm gonna put it on my mantle.
Yeah, but I'm not even gonna. He does the Raw sidecast instead. That's what he does.
He's retired champion Seth Rollins.
They made a belt just to be defended full time, and he's just like, nah, I'm not doing that no more. I'm done.
Let's have the Undisputed Universal Championship back again. Roman has to both fucking brands.
No, they have to defend. They have to make another World Championship on Raw and do another tournament because
World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, what?
The World Heavyweight Championship.
So it's not the world because it's a double. That's a double negative right there. It's the. I don't know. But
World, or the worldwide World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah. Dominic Mysterio is going to call out Cody Rhodes. I imagine, he's going to get booed. Dom's getting booed. That's going to happen.
Good, he fucking deserved that little piece of shit.
and then Cody's going to be cheered heavily, and it's just going to be an awesome segment. What do you think's going to happen there?
I think Dom is going to be a little piece of shit. And he's going to say stuff that he is going to regret, and then Cody on Saturday is going to beat the living piss out of him to where he's fucking pissing blood for the next year.
You don't think Ray's already done that?
Ray softened him up, and now Cody's going to beat the living piss out of him.
I feel like they announced a match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but I don't remember what it was. So I don't remember.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have some predictions to do for a Gold Rush. We have the Heritage Cup.
He's pretty much the only thing that we know is the matches for this week.
Yeah. We have Gigi Dolan versus Kiana James. Unfortunately, I hate to say this. I feel like Kiana James is going to cheat to win. What do you think?
I feel like it's going to be Gigi.
Okay.
Gigi just needs to keep winning, and Kiana James is just a fucking useless fucking person on the show.
Then we have Gallus defending the NXT tag titles against Malik Blade and Adrian Sanofi. I think the Gallus are retaining. What do you think?
I think Gallows is going to retain, but if they were going to change the titles, I think it's going to be interference on Stacks.
Yeah. Then we have Nathan Frazier defending his Heritage Cup against Dragon Lee. I think Nathan Frazier retains. He just won it. There's no reason for him.
Yeah, I think he's going to. It's tough. I mean, it's really a toss up, but I think it's going to be. Nathan Frazier.
And then we have Tiffany Stratton defending against Thea Hale. I'm going against my better judgment. Thea Hale wins the belt. I want that to happen so much. What do you think?
Just because this means nothing, I'm going to say Thea Hale.
And then
I really wanted to win, but at the same time, I know for a fact she's not winning.
Yeah. And then we have Carmelo Hayes versus Baron Corbin. I'm gonna pick Carmelo Hayes, but I feel like he should win via roll up or like he wins, but Corbin's foot's on the rope. The ref doesn't see it, so that way there's a rematch. I feel like this needs to.
Schmozzy, yeah, I agree. I think Carmelo's gonna win, but it's gonna be like we said, like some sort of like double DQ, double count out, something.
Yeah.
Smallish finish that like it gives antithesis for another match.
Yeah. We have some matches announced for SmackDown. They loaded SmackDown because it's also in the UK. I imagine they're going to tape it in advance. They didn't say it was a special start time or anything like that.
Usually, I mean, it's not taped per se, but it just airs earlier for them. It's live at like in the late afternoon, and for us, it's 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, but we got a few things announced. Roman Reigns is returning. This is the first time he's going to be back since the bloodline has crumbled. I imagine he's going to be in a very bad mood. I'm kind of scared. He's not going to be happy. His empire is crumbling, and I imagine he's not going to be very happy. So, what do you think?
Although we didn't see him this week, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's going to be on next week. What do you think?
He'll get to take the week off just to let it sit in.
Yeah, what do you think he's going to do next week?
I think he's going to emasculate the Usos.
Yeah, he might. And then we have a WWE Undisputed WWE Tag Team title match. It's Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defending against Pretty Deadly. I don't know what the crowd reaction is going to be like for this match because I imagine Pretty Deadly are going to be over since it's in the UK. But I don't think that, even though they're from there, I feel like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are still going to get a bigger reaction because it's fucking Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Huh?
100% agree with that.
But I don't think Pretty Deadly will get booed that much. Like they might, but I definitely don't think they're gonna cheer them over Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn though, because of hometown things and all that type of stuff. Because we wrestling fans, we're smart. We understand how this is supposed to be done. But they could give the belts to Pretty Deadly because they would technically have been a Grand Slam champions and everything like that. But there's no reason to take the titles off of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. There's still a lot of teams they can face, and I think they're going to retain. What do you think?
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
they're going to win.
I think they'll try to cheat, but like it won't succeed or something. And then probably the main event of SmackDown. At least the main event match, anyways. The main event might be Roman Reigns' like actual return, but the main event. By the way, you realize how many returns Roman Reigns has had recently? Like, there's this thing where like it says Roman Reigns returns, Roman Reigns returns. Like, he's had a lot of returns recently.
How about he just doesn't return? I mean, he just fucking stays.
He's got privileges. He's got privileges in his contract that allow him to do that. But we have the women's championship match. It's going to be Asuka defending against Charlotte Flair. Now, we are thinking Triple H is booking the show. I am thinking it that way. Like, unless Vince changes the show the last minute, I'm predicting this, hoping Triple H has full control next week. But I'm going to predict Asuka retains via mist or something. I think there is going to be a finish. I don't think they're going to do a DQ because they've taken Bianca away from the match now and everything like that. I do think Asuka's going to retain and actually win the match, but this is going to set up a triple threat match for SummerSlam or something. What do you think?
I agree. I think it's going to be Asuka.
A lot of people worried it's going to be Charlotte, but I think Asuka's retaining the championship. So there was another thing announced for SmackDown. Logan Paul is going to be on the Grayson Waller effect.
Wagon pal. Let's go.
Yeah. That's gonna be awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing the back and forth that Logan Paul and Grayson Waller are gonna have. The biggest star that's probably ever been on his show. How do you feel about Grayson Waller these days, though? I remember you hated him like towards the end of his run of NXT. Are you kind of warmed up to him now? He's not a piece of shit anymore.
He's still a piece of shit.
I don't know. You haven't been talking about him that way though. Is it just because he's been kind of out of the limelight recently? Are you kind of like whatever about
He's
it?
just an asshole.
I see. But yeah, that's good stuff. There was some news about the SmackDown Lowdown. Jackie Redmond's back because hockey's over now, so she can now be back in the WWE. So there you go. And Triple H and Vince are putting her right to work. She's doing Money in the Bank kickoff. She's going to be doing Raw Talk at the SmackDown Lowdown. Like, put her to work. They're putting her to work.
Fucking skip out on work. You're going to make you fucking pay.
Yeah. I mean, I would have preferred, like, obviously she stayed away and, like, they just had Mackenzie Mitchell take her job. But, that's just not how life works sometimes. Because Mackenzie Mitchell deserves to be there, but it's just not going to happen. But what do you think?
Yeah. I agree.
Vince and Triple H putting her to work.
They are putting her fucking work. Get your ass there.
Yeah, it's like
do your fucking job.
Yeah, she's probably thinking too. NHL's over. I just went ham. Let me take a week off. Triple H and Vince are like, nah, get over to Stanford. Get over there. Like,
get over there. Fuck you.
You gotta drive from New York all the way to Stanford. It's like, get the fuck over there. Like, it's awesome.
Your ass in gear. It better be in fucking gear.
Vince is just like, you see me taking days off. I retired and I came back and I went right back to work. You could get right back to work. Like,
get your ass and put it in gear. Full on in gear.
I forgot to call James, so talk to the people while I make this phone call real quick.
No, I'm just gonna be silent.
Just do some.
Okay.
What? Hi.
Oh, he's back.
I'm here.
He is here. He's here.
He's here. There he is.
I heard you guys are on plugs. What are you plugs?
We're
like
plugging the plug.
Okay. So is there anything you want to plug or promote, Chris?
I mean, this week is going to be this week is pretty stacked. You got Raw, you got NXT, you got SmackDown, you got fucking Money in the Bank on Saturday. I know we're all looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Enjoy this week.
Don't forget Main Event and Level Up. Don't forget those.
Oh, fuck that! No one watched that. Don't you dare ever interrupt me with that bullshit ever again. But yeah, it's a big week this week. You got a big pay-per-view in London, England at the O2 Arena on Saturday for Money in the Bank. Treating it like it's a huge show, which it should be. But yeah, everyone's looking forward to it. I'm pretty pumped for it. I can't wait.
Yeah, so just watch all those shows. Even Main Event Level Up. Watch them. Give them some love.
They have nothing to do with that, so don't watch it.
They might. You never know. A storyline could happen. A storyline could emerge there. So, but yeah. As for my stuff, you can check out the Retro Wrestling Review series on this channel. If you want to get yourself hyped for Money in the Bank during WrestleMania, when we were hyping that up, we did every Money in the Bank ladder match that taking place at WrestleMania. We've done WrestleMania 21 all the way to 26. We didn't really plan it that way either. It just kind of happened that way. So 21 you can watch twice if you want two different perspectives. Mine and Chris's back from 2019, and James and John Tuddy's this year. And then 23 you can do the same thing. Watch the 2019 version done by Noah and I, and watch the this year's done by Michael Nikos and James Hebert. So there you go. And you can watch the Money in the Bank 2011 retro if you want to get yourself hyped up for Money in the Bank. And if you also want to get yourself up, if you haven't watched Collision yet and you want to binge watch the first two episodes, you want to get yourself hyped up for it, you can watch it to get yourself hyped for Collision, because that's why Money in the Bank 2011 was done, because CM Punk came back in the first episode of Collision. And incoming retros will be NXT TakeOver London next week. It's going to be me, and it's either going to be James, Chris, and I, there'll be people on for that. This is kind of a double retro. We're hyping ourselves up for Money in the Bank since it's in the UK, and since All In's going to happen in the UK, it's kind of a crossover retro thing.
I'll be on.
And then, unfortunately, because NXT is doing well underground, we're doing the August 4th, 2020 episode of Raw, where Raw Underground premiered. So
I will not be on.
You'll be producing though, but you won't be on. But Chris will be on. Hating Life.
The gun to my head. I'll be on it.
Oh Jesus! Don't say that. Don't say that.
He's putting a gun to my head, and if I'm not on, he's gonna pull the trigger.
Oh God, no!
I might do the video outside just to give the
gunpoint.
Don't worry, Chris. I'll probably miss the first couple of times anyways, so you got time. But
that's such a fucked up thing to say.
You know that's true though, James. Too. You know that's true. I missed.
I know it is, but holy fuck! I didn't expect you to be the one to say it. That's
I don't say it unless it's not true. I don't say it unless it's true. So.
Oh my God! This is what I woke back up to. Okay.
So what else do we got to plug? We have obviously WWE Aftershock. James, I have to ask you, by the way, since I have to do WWE Aftershock solo, and it's going to be a bit. Can you, after Level Up, which would be 10:30, could we record WWE Aftershock?
Yeah, sure. I don't care.
Okay. So, that way it's done.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be I'm gonna have a busy day Saturday because we're going to Chris's 4th of July party and stuff. So it's just gonna be a busy day. Actually, no, it's a busy day the next day. So.
I wouldn't mind coming. By the way, if I'm allowed, am I invited? Can I come? I'm bored. I'll be bored that day, I'm pretty sure.
I'll see.
Okay.
What's going on that day?
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just be watching, Money in the Bank anyways, so.
Oh, is that Money in the Bank day?
Yeah.
I won't. I'll be free. Probably.
Okay.
All right.
And then, yeah, what else do we have to plug? AEW Spoke. We're doing an episode in about 2 hours or so.
Dang.
So, there's that. Yeah, it'll be fun. We're going to be previewing Forbidden Door and doing the Go Home Week. And then other incoming things, we're going to do some crossover stuff. We're going to do an AEW Spoke. ATW View. No, not AEW View.
AEW Spark Cross Simple Take and preview of basically in line of Forbidden Door. So it's basically what the WWE Aftershock extras are. Oh Jesus! Hold on.
What the heck is that? What is that?
It's being a stoops. Hold
on. It sounds like aliens are coming to attack.
Okay, cool. I'm good. Let's turn it off. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it's basically what WWE Aftershock Extra is, but it will be a crossover because Forbidden Door, which will lead into our next crossover after Money in the Bank happens. Wrestling Rundown X ATW View crossover. Yeah!
And that will be after
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. It will be the weekend after Money in the Bank, July 7th or July 8th.
That is the tentative plan. Which, by the way, if you want to know what the ATW crew is like, ATW View is literally going to be up by the time you guys see this. It was premiering at 2 p.m. on Noah's channel. So there you go. And your stuff, your other channel is officially on the dockets.
So I was getting to that. So, yeah, I want the Talkinator is back up and running again. We did our first video. We did the Ben 10 guessing game, where I tried to guess everything that happens in Ben 10. I did a decent job. Somehow we made an hour and a half out of that. I don't know how we did, but we did. So that's something. And then we'll be uploading a video every other week. The same week as the Rundown crossover. I don't think it'll be the same day, but it'll be that same week. What is it, July? You said July 6th, right? That's when that video is.
July 6th, indeed.
We'll be doing the Kiss Time Sis review, Season 1, Episode 2, and then, yeah. And then in about a month.
That's a thing.
Yeah. Wait till you see the thumbnail, guys. By the way, the thumbnail is a thing. So,
Fucking yeah, I gotta get that up there. Fucking hell, Mike, Jesus Christ.
I did tell him to do whatever he wanted, so that was a mistake.
Oh, did he ever?
Yeah. Eh,
That was a
Next-
fucking mistake.
Oh, dude.
I'll send you the I'll send you
Dude,
the thumbnail.
it's Owen in between. That's
No,
all
let
I'm
me-
gonna say.
I'm gonna send it. You know what?
Just
I
send it
wanna
to
get-
him in real time. Let's get the
wanna
raw
get that.
reaction here,
I want the raw reaction to this, Chris.
because it's fucked. It's fucked. Now I want you to keep in mind it's Mike's. Mike did his own 2D image of Owen, so Owen's in the between what's happening. Basically, it's fucked. It's such a fuck.
The fuck is this?
It's so bad. It's so fucked up, but it's it's
Just in case he watches,
true.
just in case he watches this, Mike, we're not saying the thumbnail is bad. We're just saying.
Oh no,
like,
the thumbnail is perfect for how fucked that show is. Yes, you did a great job. It's just still such a fucked.
I like how
concept.
I like how I'm the one on the thumbnail too, and it wasn't even my idea to watch the show to begin with.
Yeah,
like,
it was AJ's. AJ's was like. AJ's was like, this is the greatest anime ever, and then Owen's like, this shit sucks. It's one of the worst things I've ever watched, and he said, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It was like, why did you have me watch it? It's like, because it's funny.
Yeah, but yeah, so that Owen the Talkinator, we're back doing stuff there again, so that's gonna be awesome. FTW Main Hub, we're gonna be doing stuff there.
Yep. Literally,
so-
I literally think that week also is gonna finally be the launch of Best of FTW Productions. So yeah, we got a lot. We got a lot coming up, man. There's too much to fucking keep up with. So there you go.
Yeah. So, and so yeah, we got things going on. Thank you guys for watching. And this is being recorded in the past. We'll talk to you guys in the future. Before you end this, James, I almost just ended the freaking call. Like I was about to leave before saying my catchphrase. So it's like, yeah.
Jesus Christ, goddamn. All right, so there you go. All right, bye everyone.
Podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as WWE content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.